don't.
of the show.
You know what? I don't. Fuck. I don't have any more.
That
shit.
was it. So all right, put the picture back up.
Yeah, put it back up, Jess. Jess, the picture.
I started work this week. Does that count for something?
It does.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
Well, I had to call my manager to get my schedule, and I still haven't seen her for my next week's schedule. She texted me this morning randomly saying, "Oh yeah, sorry," and had to come up with one on the fly. I'm still not sure if there's actually trainers working the days that I'm working, but I'll be there.
Trial by fire.
He said,
I have
why is your
pictures
shit
of
down? That's what he said.
my menu to learn,
not.
which is the most difficult thing in the
You need to
world,
reset his shit.
because there is about 5 tabs on the side, 6 tabs on the bottom, and 5 or 6 on the top.
So you got a
And
menu.
each
to
one
memorize.
has different things in it, and then other buttons that open other screens
Oh
in
boy.
it. So there's a lot of fucking shit on there.
See, that kind of blows my mind because last time I was in there was a menu, and that menu had like 20 things on it.
Very simple.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a simple menu, but there's not a simple menu
But there aren't.
if you actually want to do other stuff.
I think though what
See, that's
their
the
problem
thing,
is in
I
that
want
place.
the other stuff, but I don't know what they have because all
Right.
I see is what's on the menu.
I think their problem is that they got these people that come in there and they want everything fucking special and half this and half that and
14
like this
Italian
and fucking,
words.
right.
I
So
think the
that's-
biggest was
that's
a
where they get
20
in.
pump hazelnut. That's the biggest pumpage of something I've had so far, is 20 of them. A normal drink, if
20 pumps and a hazel lad.
I remember
brown
my
hair.
biggest pumpage. It was a lot.
That is
well,
weird.
and the normal,
not
like,
related to
large
this.
ones apparently has 7.
What a double
Just
shot.
to give you a comparison of how many extra
I want
that
a
is.
big Americano.
You just give them the
Double shots.
the jug at that point. It's
Just
20
about.
pumps.
I mean, how would they tell
drink it.
if you fucking half and half? Is that a thing? And then half.
Those are thirds.
I mean, if you're going to be paying
Where are you gonna pay extra though?
fucking $6 for coffee, I should be able to get it how I want
It's
it.
a milkshake.
You can.
Let's be
You
honest.
can.
It's
Get it
not-
however you want.
Yeah, look at that shit.
This is one.
Does
of
that
the
say
screens.
mocha lemonade?
lemonade, caramel,
what the
apple
fuck?
spice,
I don't know where
mocha
you're looking at.
lemonade. Yeah.
Next
Skimmed
to
milk,
lemonade.
steamed milk,
the yellow.
cold milk.
That's matcha.
Oh god damn!
It's a
That's
green tea.
fucking pain. Cherry nut chocolate. That's too much. It's too many flavors.
Yeah, they're seasonal. Each of those little black buttons opens up a whole new page.
Very berry
And this is
hibiscus.
just the one tab on the bottom that will change with each side.
Mango,
Looks like they got the
grapefruit.
categories pretty well divided. I mean,
Yeah, but mango, grapefruit. Do those? Can you tell where the mango ends and the grapefruit begins?
It's dragon fruit. It's my new favorite drink, is the mango dragon fruit with lemonade.
Is there any? Though is
It's really
anybody's
good.
that
taste buds
sounds
that
good.
sophisticated?
Grapefruit does
Real,
not.
real
Grapefruit
dragon
is good.
fruit tastes like shit.
Is dragon fruit a real thing?
Yeah.
Or is that
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
that's
white.
That's a
Little
real.
blue
dragon
raspberry.
fruit fleeces in it.
No,
or
yeah.
passion fruit? That's not real either.
Is it?
No, it's not real. That's not a real
It's
fruit.
when they send random items that we're testing out to see if we're going to sell them as a seasonal or put them on the menu.
Oh,
Is,
it's a spring
does-
drink.
do
Does
they
the
s-
one on the bottom right say violent drink? Because I kind of
Violet,
want one of
violet,
those.
pink.
Oh.
There's a
Cup of
pink
water.
drink and a violet drink.
What
I
are
have no
those?
idea what goes in those. I know one has like a strawberry base,
Water, sugar,
and the other one I have no idea.
cup of water,
You
pink
gotta,
drink.
You got to be there a few years to learn that secret.
What about grape drink? You got grape drink at that place?
No grape drink.
My question is,
Fouled out.
do you guys still have the cinnamon
No,
shortbread?
we don't. You can go to the mall for like the next maybe 2 days.
Can you get,
It's
like, a
seasonal,
watermelon slush
and
puppy
it's
on
what
there?
they've got left.
What's the next seasonal item?
No idea.
Fuck.
Why does that say cold milk? What shouldn't it
Because
just say
people like
shouldn't it just say
steamed-
milk?
Some people like steamed.
Like, isn't the
steamed milk?
Isn't the no next to it? It says
steamed?
Steamed.
Cold or
milk?
steamed?
That's
like
what I'm
you
saying.
can have it cold.
Milk,
You can have it
steamed
hot.
milk. The
Well, if
default
you just
mode
write-
for milk should be cold.
If you just write milk, they're just not going to know.
Right.
It's you got to be very specific.
It's too much, Bruce. It's fucking dumb.
Why's the hot chocolate got to be white?
What?
Some
What
people
difference
like white
does it?
hot chocolate compared
What
to
difference
just
does
hot
it make?
chocolate.
What's the taste difference? White
One's made
chocolate.
with mocha. One's made
Hot-
with white chocolate.
White chocolate
Yeah,
really
you
isn't a thing that
idiot.
exists. It's not
It's not
chocolate at all.
Yeah.
It's like that candy coating.
Cup of
That's all
water.
it is. It's not.
Yeah. White chocolate is actually the only chocolate
say
that doesn't
cherry
have
hot
any cacao
chocolate?
beans in it.
It's not
Toasted
chocolate then,
white
right?
hot
Yeah,
chocolate.
It's not chocolate.
Was that got a marshmallow base?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Jazz,
that
what's
was
the
just
difference between
one
that
string.
and
Well, the toasted only comes out during Christmas.
Oh god
And I think
damn.
it has like a coconut thing to it.
Syrup, vanilla.
so why is it there if you can't
Because
order it now?
that bottom row is seasonal. That's why at the end it says more seasonal.
Oh yeah, more seasonal.
So like
and
the
ice
green
cream.
ones are there now, and then
No.
the white ones are not.
Are all of
so
them
everything
always
down there
available?
is there.
Everything out there I can't make right now except the peppermint hot chocolate.
Could I go
Why
and
is it
ask
there?
for peppermint hot chocolate now
Peppermint
and
hot
get
chocolate sounds pretty good too.
We have
though.
peppermint year round unless we run out of the syrup.
I would.
No.
I would.
So
Totally,
you could, even though it's technically a seasonal drink, you could still get it really anytime
Yeah,
you want.
peppermint is all year. It's not a seasonal
Brian,
drink.
Okay.
do you
I'm
see
so
the
glad-
bottom left corner? It seems right up your alley.
I don't like those. I don't
Cherry
like it.
hot chocolate.
Yeah, we're
Get
out of the
it?
cherry.
Oh, I thought
that
you
was
meant
seasonal
the-
that we just did.
I thought you meant the other one.
Cup of
Entry,
water.
Cup of water?
SKU entry.
not just water, cup of water.
Well, they tell you what they want, and then you got to hit 15 fucking menu buttons, and then the next
Yes.
drink. And this bitch the whole time is sitting there holding her dog, going, "Hey man, hurry up!"
What does Ask Me do?
I can type in whatever you tell me to. Because there's not a button for what the fuck you want.
Because it's crazy. Because it's crazy. Can you make?
Beans.
Can you customize these in? Like if
What's-
Crazy Lady comes in, and you could just push Crazy Lady drink, and
Yeah,
it'll,
but then that'll pop up
No?
on her,
Okay.
What's
their name on
RTD
it,
and
Crazy
E?
Lady.
That is
Research
for
development.
the food stuff that is not in that glass case. It's on the wall with like the little snack type of stuff and
Retail?
little apple juices and string cheese and crap.
oh, stuff other than drinks, right?
We haven't
Sure.
named the company.
I don't want her to
Nah,
get in trouble.
not
I mean, we haven't named the company, and it's. I mean,
Oh, okay.
You know.
Fair point.
I also haven't said anything mean or bad.
Well, I
I've
know, but-
promoted their drinks,
And
telling
nothing's
them that
proprietary,
seasonal
I don't
things are
think.
going on.
These are things that are on the menu, so
That is true.
Yeah, but you have to work there like it's.
I mean it's a known
No,
thing.
I
You
have a
know what
feeling
they
that
offer.
they
It's
don't
not-
put all this stuff on the menu, one, because there's too much to put on that space, but they really push that rewards program and the gold card stuff, which means you can order on your phone.
Well, we don't have the recipe.
Every
See, this-
single option
this
is
is
on
what
your
I
phone
need,
to
though,
custom
'cause
and create your own
Right.
drink.
Every time
Right.
I've ever gone into one of these places, like I have no idea what
What
my
all they
options
have.
are.
Right. And that's the
Well,
thing.
if
I
you
don't
do
want to
the
create
app-
my
I
own
need
drink.
some
I
kind of-
want
do the
them to
app,
sell what
they
I
have
want.
that on the app.
I'm not
You
gonna
can-
It's
download
on the app. They
fucking
also want
app.
customer connection
Yeah.
type of stuff, so they really want you and the customer to talk. So if they have
fuck,
questions,
who's
they
got the
want you
time?
to.
I've never
converse.
felt
never
like the
coffee.
person that was taking my order wanted to talk.
Jazz, I'm a young businessman and I don't have a lot of time.
Oh, he's an entrepreneur.
A
Yeah,
young
it's just
businessman,
me.
Jason.
Here's the part that annoyed me about her training is like during her first day of like orientation and all, they don't want you to call this place work.
Oh God. Damn.
They want you, what is it, the third place or something?
That's what. That's not just for us. That's what they want us to create the environment to make this the third place for everyone, whether they're a partner or
It's
not.
fucking
We are
ridiculous.
not
Fuck that.
employees. We are partners.
Fuck that
Partner.
shit.
State of
Fuck
mind.
that, there are only
Come
two
on.
places.
Fuck that. You go
do
to
own
work.
stock?
Actually, you
You
can
can,
buy
yeah.
stock cheaper, and when they come out with these beanstalk things, apparently they get dispersed to people.
Hey, I got a
somehow.
question about that.
Oh no.
Is it
Insider
at a
trading, don't do
discount?
it.
Is it at a discount?
I
Because
don't
right
know.
now the
They
stock
say
is
it
trading over $70. A little bit too much. It's worth about $56. If you can get it at 56, I'd buy it. That's your stock tip.
How do you feel about Amazon stock?
You're not the Wolf of Wall
Overpriced.
Street. Like your
Wait,
stock
Brian-
tips are like
Brian,
not worth anything.
I
just
have
for the
been
record.
kicking
I don't-
ass,
I
and I've
don't
been
think
telling you
that's-
fuckers.
When he
I don't
becomes
think they're allowed to get
president,
stock
they're
at a
gonna the
discount.
stock's gonna be $140.
Everything, fuck that.
I
Everything I've been saying has happened.
I asked a very important question. You start throwing shit at them.
What's your
what
question?
What do you think about Amazon stock?
I think it's overpriced.
What if I get it
Everything
for free?
you've been saying has happened.
If you get it free, get it and then sell it.
Okay.
You said you were going to make a shitload of money betting the horses. That didn't happen.
Well, I didn't stick with it long
Winter.
enough. It's
Hasn't
coming
been
back
horse
around.
races.
It's seasonal. Horse racing and shit. Horse
Horsing.
gambling. Horsing is seasonal to me, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tracks running year round, but I don't bet shit in Australia. I don't
Oh,
do that.
Bet those.
Yeah,
Jason-
he's tuned
Jason,
out.
Jason
Jason
Listen.
burned
Japan.
himself out 100%.
I told you
in the
fuckers
first
to buy
20 minutes
Embraer.
of the show. He's taking a nap.
The airplane manufacturer. I
What's
told
good?
you assholes to buy
time
Embraer
for
at
grown-up
$19. 3 weeks later, Boeing came out, said we entered into a partnership with Embraer. Fucking stock went to $22. Sell that shit. That's
Yeah,
what
but
I
here's
did.
the thing about the stock market. You can be right 20 times. If you're then wrong once, you could lose it all.
That's possible.
It's just gambling.
Yeah.
You're no better than a dude buying a scratcher, and you're like, I got a good feeling about Crazy Eights. I'm telling you, buy a Crazy
No,
Eight.
no, it's
Then
not.
somebody
That's
wins $5 on Crazy Eights.
It's a
I
good
told
It's
you.
like that would be true if I knew how many tickets there were, and if I knew how many of the top prizes have already been paid, and I knew like the history of
Well,
the
you can look
thing.
that up.
Yeah,
That's
you can
not-
look
yeah,
that
you
up
can
on the
look
website.
all the information's out here.
It's still gambling.
Yeah, sure, it's gambling. Fuck, it's the business model for Wall Street is fraud. Okay, and I hate Wall Street and I hate the stock market. But I figured, hey, all the
But
rest
here's
of
some
these
stocks you
cocksuckers.
should buy.
Here's the rest of these assholes getting rich off this shit. Why am I missing the boat? I can't stop it. I might as well get involved
Are
with
you
it.
getting rich though, or are you just?
I'm
breaking
making
even?
some money.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm making some money.
Making some baller moves.
Had 30 shares of Ford. Ford went to 880, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to sell 20 shares of Ford. So I sold 20, made some money. I turned around and I bought a Two Harbors investment which pays about 47 cents a share in dividends. And I got so many shares of that now that every 90 days they're going to pay me $10.
There you go.
So that's an income thing. Just think if you had 1,000 shares of it.
Yeah, it's an income thing. $10 every 2 months. It sounds about like the income at this
This is
fucking place.
no. This is a very small scale operation. It's a test.
You're right.
So when I move $100,000 into it, and I'm making $1,000 or $1,500 every 90 days, or is mailing me a check, well then, ooh, how'd I do that? Well, fuck, you missed the boat, asshole. You wouldn't pay attention.
I don't think I'm ever gonna come to you and say, "Oh, how do I do that?"
Oh, you put money down, and then people pay you for having your money down? Yeah.
Well, until they burn you
$2,000
Madoff.
at a time.
It sounds very Madoff. They're gonna Madoff with
It's
your
not my
fucking
rules.
money.
It's their system. It's not my fucking system. Not my rules.
Okay.
But I'm making money on it. So far, so good.
Okay.
All right, so how about a break?
Let's take a break. I got to pee too. Yep.
This early?
You just got here. Break it.
Till I take it off with Cocoa Butter Neat.
Neat works better than razors. Look, razors only cut at the surface, but Neat works below skin surface. 5 days later, you see stubble on the razor leg, but the Neat leg is still smooth, so you look better in your bikini.
Before I go out with Billy, I take it off with Cocoa Butter Neat.
Cocoa butter lotion and now cream, too. Neat for smoother legs longer.
Attention, please. If you plan to pay for your purchase with a personal check, please have the check approved at the service desk before going through the checkout lanes.
For most people, the federal minimum wage is $3.35 an hour. You may be one of them. Contact the U.S. Department of Labor.
Has Wayne Newton split with his wife and hit the jackpot with his new romance? Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know.
Can you lose weight by switching from celery to sweets? This week's National Enquirer tells you. How can you put office troublemakers in their place? What curse of death and disaster haunts the Super Bowl?
It's in the Enquirer.
What bizarre surprises popped up on Caroline's wacky honeymoon? Find out in the Enquirer. Over 100 features for people with inquiring minds.
Like me.
From the leading manufacturer of video game hits comes the #1 video game system, the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
When you get hold of the Nintendo Entertainment System, when you master Rob, the video robot, and meet the challenge of Gyromite, when you shoot the light-sensing zapper, when you play the system with the most arcade hits, you're playing with power. The Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Hi, Alf here. Me and my pal Brian are hosting all your favorite NBC shows this Saturday morning. It's going to be out of this world.
This holiday season, get the lemon lime soft drink with real juice. Get Slice.
We got the juice, a burst of cheer. We got the taste for this time of year. We got the juice, we got the twist. We got what's Sprite and 7-Up mix.
10% real juice.
We got the juice, it's going fast. We're stocking up to make it last. So nice. We got the juice.
Happy holidays.
Slice.
Yes, it's Doc Rock, and me and Santa are putting together a Christmas list. So what do you want for Christmas? Sanyo rack system starting at $267. Sanyo car speakers, $5 each. Portable black and white, $49. In-dash AM/FM cassette, $20. Portable VCR with camera, $599. Santa says $1,500 instant credit, 90 days same as cash, major credit cards accepted, and guaranteed lowest prices, 27th in Memorial. Sale ends Saturday.
Get a little closer. Now don't be shy. You can get a little closer with Arid Extra Dry.
Only Arid has a patent on this formula that fights wetness. No leading deodorant spray stops odor better. And now Arid has a new baby fresh scent. It smells,
Get a little closer with the baby fresh scent of Arid Extra Dry.
Arid fights wetness and odor, now in a new baby fresh scent.
Give me a mountain and nothing to do. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true.
All I need is sunshine and smooth, refreshing Mountain Dew. Yeah, give me a river, give me a dew. Give me my good friends, give me a dew. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Many cities have local ordinances prohibiting smoking on the sales floor of a retail store. We ask that you cooperate by safely extinguishing all smoking material in the containers provided at the entrance to the store. Thank you for not smoking.
There really is a Kentucky Fried Chicken school.
Yep, today we're making the Colonel's original recipe.
What have you learned?
Fresh chicken makes the best chicken.
And that we use 11 herbs and spices.
Oh, but that's the Colonel's secret. And special pressure cooking.
So it's always
Mics are back on. Mics are back on.
Calm down now.
Yeah. No. Fuck you.
Just get calm, okay?
I gotta talk about some dumb shit Carly did this week too that really fucking made me mad.
Who's that?
And like I just talked to her like she was dumb.
Well, hold on. Before you get into that, I thought of a quick question while we were on break that I need to ask. What are you going to do when you find out that Brian is the one who put Greg up to that?
Oh, I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was the one who took the picture.
I never had no. I was out on the street for. I was out on the street till 8 o'clock that day. So.
Good. Fuck you.
That's obviously happened
during the daytime.
That obviously happened during the day, and I think at some point, 2 in the afternoon, like he said.
That's probably Paul that
I
took
was
that
long
picture.
gone.
2 in the afternoon, huh?
That's what he said.
We've got a specific time and
He
everything.
said they're in there to fucking 2.
Dude, I got back at 2 and Paul was just leaving.
That's fucked.
Greg's in there most days when I get back.
Well,
off
we
the
got our
street.
guy in there who's starting over with a new record to see how many days he can miss.
Who's
He is,
that?
the doctor. He's not been to work in 3 days. His car blew up. The engine.
That's like a
blew
new
up.
car.
Yeah, he's wrecked it a couple times. It's not. It's fucked. He's totally.
Well, I
fucked
mean,
up
for the
car.
engine to blow up, it definitely shouldn't have as many miles. Well, no, he
He's
does a
over
lot
on the
of
miles.
Pokemon.
He's over on the miles by like 10,000.
On the lease?
Yeah.
Well, that's not that bad. I mean, that's
It's
still only going to be
it's
like
a quarter a mile for every mile over.
That's still only going to be like
$5,000.
No, I'm talking about like mileage-wise. That's still only like 7. Well, first of all, you never lease a car.
Right.
Second of all, like that's only like 80,000 miles, 90,000 miles at most.
Oh, I don't know what he's got on. He's only had it 2 years.
And he blew the engine out of it?
He never checked the oil. He never took it in for service. The only time he ever went in there was because to fix the flats, because his spare is bald. He's had 16 fucking no shit.
He's
16 flat
responsible
tires
for that. Like he
Yeah.
might have to buy the car.
Like that's not made like.
And the car's not. It's fucking wore out. The car's fucked. It's cigarette burns all the inside of it.
Oh god.
It's wrecked in the back. He never had that fixed. Somebody hit him in the ass. Like, oh, it's
Oh
not
my
that bad. Go
God.
on.
Well, you know, he lives his life one day at a time. He doesn't
Right.
care about that shit.
His life is a fucking mess.
He buys
I was out to
one
2
day of
on
groceries when he goes to
Thursday,
the grocery store.
asshole.
It's bad.
I got back at like 2:05 Thursday, mostly because the clerks were running behind like an hour and a half.
He's still on this truck stuff.
No, it's Greg's
Yeah.
in chat.
Yeah, we're done talking
shit.
about the fucking
We ought to post a picture of his bare ass in chat. That's what we ought to do. We ought to show the people that picture. In the
I don't
chat.
think that you want to show everybody that picture, do you?
That'd be a violation of
I don't know.
terms of
I don't know
service.
what you're talking
Fine.
about. I'm gonna fucking hang that picture up in the men's bathroom above
I'm
every
hanging it up in
toilet
here.
in the
I
urinal.
want it hung in
Make
here.
mini pamphlets.
We're not hanging it in
I
here.
want it hung in here.
There's time kids are in here. I'm not subjecting kids to Greg's
Oh, we'll
ass.
just drape it. Drape the charter. We'll put a little piece of black fucking.
Hey,
I'll make a motion.
don't
Come on,
let
let's
me
hang it up, Bruce. Come on. Somebody
I
back
have
me on
to
this.
tell you something about Tim Sanders later. Don't let me forget.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you.
When I wrecked the scooter.
That's like a very common name.
Yeah, it's very specific though, isn't it?
When I wrecked the scooter, I felt my pinky give out. And,
Gave out?
Like I felt it give, like it hit in my ribs,
Ugh.
and then I felt
Hyperextended?
it like a douche.
You
When
felt
it-
the douche?
When it, yeah.
That's
I
bad
felt-
when you feel a douche.
Yeah.
A douche.
And I I had had a a meadow. What? Yes. I felt it give, and I told my girlfriend, I think there's something wrong. I felt it give. She's like, you'll be fine. Just give it a few hours. And I said, I really think it's broke. It's fine.
Well, she
fine.
doesn't know how many times you broke your hand. Like,
Fuck
if
up.
anybody would know when their hand's broken.
I like her. She's like, hey, fuck you, pussy. Let's go with the fucking hand, all right?
Walk
Suck
it
up.
off.
She was just
Scoot
fucking
it off.
embarrassed. She wanted to get the fuck out of there.
She probably was embarrassed.
She
Ugh.
made me walk to the restaurant, eat, get ice cream, and then
She
call
made you
it
do
live.
all this shit first. Is that still hurting? Fuck. All right, go to the doctor, you fucking.
I couldn't move it.
You
and
didn't
it was-
go for 2 days.
I didn't. I worked.
Yeah.
I
2
worked
days.
2
What?
shifts at work.
And you knew it was broken, though, basically. I mean, 'cause it's been broken so many times, you probably know when
Okay,
it's
that's a
broken.
little on you. I could see like immediately, maybe listening to her, but if you waited
Yeah.
2 days,
I mean, I'm talking like an hour. Like, you know what? No, this is really fucked.
How
long into the ride did you break it?
We were like 3 blocks away.
Okay, I was gonna say.
So immediately.
Did you ride it back, or did you just walk it back?
I walked
it stayed where it fell.
He threw it in the river.
I walked it to the next bike rack and I left it there.
He broke his finger throwing it into the river. Oh, it got hung on the handlebars.
I asked him how come, he didn't take off work and go on to the doctor and get it, set and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have enough time.
I have 10 hours. I have enough for a shift. At
That's
all
all it
times.
takes. How long do
But
you
my
think it takes
point
to set
is,
it?
Stu,
We'll
if
set
you
it
hadn't
now.
been using it just because you didn't feel like going to work and you wanted to come home
would have plenty
early,
of
you would
time,
have
yeah.
plenty of time to take care of this fucking medical fucking emergency.
That's right.
That's a.
It's a tiny bit of fucking proper planning and foresight
It's very tiny.
would have saved you this fucking issue.
See, that's a split.
You
of,
never
of,
know
like,
when something's
life.
gonna happen.
If Oh, listen to this logic
I'd
here.
be
It's coming.
so happy if I broke my finger. It doesn't happen.
Oh, it doesn't. Look at your
just
fucking
doesn't
hand.
happen.
It's wrapped up.
No, but
Tell me again
It
how
would
it
be
doesn't happen.
amazing if I got cancer.
Right.
You know, I'm just saying, like, that's where we parallel.
You know what? I'm
You
gonna
say
go back
go
and
to-
find that. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna make a drop. I can't believe I never made a drop out of that.
It's a classic.
When somebody says something crazy like that, we should be able to hit a button and have that fucker say that.
I'm just saying.
Didn't your dad die of cancer? Yeah!
Yeah, he's dead.
So, in comparison, haven't you broken your hand before? So it's possible that it could have happened to you?
Guess.
For the record,
But the chance of it happening 2 times to the same person?
It's happened like 3
Lightning
now.
strikes.
I just had a
twice.
great idea for that picture. Will you send me that picture?
I'm so scared.
I don't know.
No, it's good. He'll like it. It's fine.
I prefer if we didn't nail it up on all the telephone poles in a way.
No,
it fucking
send it
work.
to whoever wants a copy of it.
One of the two of you.
Put it in Slack right now.
Welcome back to Out for Delivery, everybody.
Give Chris and KC a shot at it.
Chuck, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to do the fucking open.
Hey.
He's had to. Everybody's fucking pissed.
At least he's accepted his name's Chuck. He
I know.
knew
I
who
think
you were
that's-
talking to.
I think that's what that is. That's an acceptance. Oh, he pushed the mic away. He is fucked. Oh, the hood's on. Oh, fuck. Come on,
Poor
Chuck.
Chuck.
Fuck up.
Chuck up.
Chuck up. They kept saying Chuck. I was going coughing, and nobody. It was like, oh, that's a different guy. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Out for Delivery. We don't take advertisements on this show because we aren't shills for mattresses or dick pills, and we're terrible salesmen and business people.
But seriously, give us money.
Our survival depends on listener support. Our spring membership drive might begin pretty soon, so unless you want us droning on about how we lose money putting on these fucking shows, we ask that you contribute in any way you can before it comes to that. PayPal, Patreon, Amazon link, Twitch subscriptions, all the options are available, and they're on the website at eldoradostudio.net. You have our sincere thanks.
You know, I think I've hated every Chuck I've ever known.
I don't like any Chucks.
Me
now I
too.
think about it.
There's a Chuck I really
Chuck
like.
Yeager was all right.
Chuck
I didn't know
Palahniuk?
him.
All the ones I know right now
Chuck Steak.
are
Strong
pretty bad,
game.
and I only know one.
Palahniuk.
I know one's getting ready to die.
Personally is what I'm talking about.
Been saying that for years.
Fucking
I was
sooner
gonna
the
say you've
better.
been saying that for like 5 years.
Well, look, there's a guy.
he's
He's
gonna be
retired
dead in
now.
a month.
He's retired now. There's a guy we work with that still bowls in a league that Chuck bowls in. He said, man, he came to me the other day and he goes, man, last week, that motherfucker, he must be doubled up on that medicine or something. They say he couldn't even finish a sentence without coughing. He was coughing. He said, the minute I walked into the bowling alley, I could hear that motherfucker. I knew he was there because I heard him coughing. And everybody in there is like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's coughing on everything because they think he's sick. And so the guy had to explain, no, he's on this fucking dumb blood pressure medicine and he won't have it looked at, and he just coughs like that constantly. Real dry, hacking cough. Asshole. You can hear you're coughing like every 3 seconds.
Get some water.
Fucking just get your mouth sewn shut, you fucking idiot.
So
He's getting ready to die.
the other
Chuck.
day when Jazz
Fuck Chuck. Fuck that Chuck for sure.
Jazz worked her first evening shift, and I forgot to have her fix me something to eat before she left.
You forgot to order someone to make you food?
You're not her pet.
I said ask her.
No,
Not
it's
order.
an order. Hey, let's go, sandwich. Hey, I know how you operate.
That's not what I do. I said, hey, if you don't mind, could
Let's
you
go
make
with
me
the
a sandwich when you get time?
He's very polite about it.
And then if she doesn't do it, I'm like, what gives with the sandwich?
What
Why are you still
happened?
sitting here?
What happened?
She left us.
I asked nicely.
Do you remember, like it was 20 years ago, do you remember that time?
Hey, how's that sandwich coming?
If she doesn't get it, then he picks up his plate and he starts hitting it against the wall like a cat.
Oh, my stomach's growling. Oh.
So anyway, she left. She had to leave at like 4:30 to be at work on time. And like as soon as she walked out the door, she had fixed Calvin's dinner, and it was there for him.
It
Yeah.
was.
Did you eat Calvin's dinner?
No.
Oh, thank God.
And then I'm like, all right, well, I guess it's time for me. Oh, shit. And I looked around.
Oh, no.
And I saw Calvin's
there was
dinner.
no sandwich.
And I was like, uh-oh. It's just me and you, buddy.
Only one, hey, only one
buddy,
set of
you
footprints
already
going
have
across
food
the
in front of
kitchen.
ya.
By the way, Calvin, when you get done, will you make me a sandwich?
So,
Do you know how to make?
Like you
I mean,
watched
you're like-
Jazz do that before, right?
You're like 8, right?
Do you think you could do that?
So,
Have you watched
seen
a kid try to make food.
If I get
No.
all the ingredients like out and set them on the counter, is that a thing?
So it's
That's
just,
much.
not gonna
it was just
happen.
me and
Listen to
Calvin
this.
were the only two people in the house.
He doesn't know where any of the shit is, Bruce. He
like,
couldn't fucking know.
dude, that like
That's true.
I
Wait till you
looked,
hear
I
what
looked for
happens.
cheese for a while.
You
He
put a
walks into the
background
kitchen.
too.
He walks. It's like a room he's never been in. He's like, "What is where?"
He
I
also
don't
put
know.
the cheese background to where when he asked for a sandwich the next time, I was freaking out, thought we were out of cheese because I couldn't find the fucker.
Well, that's on purpose because he.
No,
he figures
I
if he
put it- I
fucks
put it
up
where
or
it
he puts
used
all
to
the shit
be.
back, y'all tell him.
Not in
Look,
the
stay
cheese
out of
drawer.
kitchen.
We have a cheese drawer now. God damn it!
You need
Abide.
So I get a couple buns out, like hamburger buns. 'cause
Buns.
I like sandwiches on hamburger
Okay,
buns.
yeah,
That
nothing
is
wrong
what
with
he
his
couldn't find the
sandwiches
bread.
go on.
Bread. That's in the
So,
bread drawer. I don't know where the bread drawer
You
is.
needed, with you working now, you need to treat Jason like a dementia person. You need to have everything
Yes.
fucking labeled with like
Dude.
Yes.
sticky notes.
Very good.
Hey, I
I
offered
know
to
you're
make him
making
a
fun.
lunchbox.
Like I know you're making fun of me, but
Everything
no.
has instructions.
That's
It's
a
perfect.
good idea.
Also, Jason, you've had like a year to prepare for this.
Yeah.
I know.
You knew it was coming.
I think he only realized it when we were talking about it in
No,
here.
no. I
be
knew
fair,
it was
his
gonna
Mom
be
is
bad.
very devastated about this as well.
Took a lesson.
Like
I'm sure. I'm sure everybody is.
I think they could pass the hat and probably make you quit that fucking job. Tell you what you're worth around here.
so.
I'll kick in. Fuck you.
So I get out 2 hamburger buns and then I go looking for ham, and there's like a huge pack of ham. So I just take the ham out, and instead of like like folding it and making
How's
it to
this
where
go
you
on
get
there?
all of the ham flavor, I just take a hunk of ham,
Oh no!
drop it down on there.
That's how you do it, right?
No.
He's like a ball. Makes a ball
So now
of meat.
it's like all
slams it.
there's a slanted meat, you know, because it
There's a way
comes
to
in
put
there
it on.
slanted.
What
So
you do
then-
with ham is you eat ham and then you make a turkey sandwich.
So that's what that.
Right.
No, so then like I ate like 5 pieces of ham, and I was like, I don't even know if I want these sandwiches
That's
anymore.
what you do with ham.
He just ate the ham out of the thing.
So
Jason's thought
that's what you
process
do.
was, if I fuck this up bad enough, they will make sure that
Nobody
it
was there
never
to
might
witness
happen
it.
again.
Nobody was there to witness
Oh,
it. I
there's
was,
evidence.
Of course not.
How's the rest of the ham looking?
It's all out on the counter. Fuck it. I don't remember where I even
I
got this
put it
from.
up. So then I couldn't find the cheese, so it took me a while to find the cheese, and I was getting really frustrated about
So you're
that.
hungry. You know.
I mean, I've ate a lot of ham between now and then. I'm not as peckish as I was.
She
It's
comes
not as
home.
important.
She comes home and her kitchen looks like the inside of his work truck.
Oh fuck.
So
He's got his ass on the
shit.
counter.
Yeah.
Had Calvin
Take
take
You
that.
it.
would never have
the
another
cutting board.
sandwich again.
Take that.
So-
all the silverware in my ass cheeks.
I finally found the cheese, and I'm so exasperated because it took me a while to find the cheese. I throw the cheese on the sandwich. I throw the top buns on, then I squish them down with my hand.
Right.
Oh, the juice comes out.
And then there's
juice?
what
There's
juice?
no
There's none
tomatoes.
of
It's
this
just ham.
Oh.
He didn't put any tomatoes.
It's
in
not
it.
like a real ham.
I
that you have
looked
to
at the
saw.
tomatoes, and I'm like, I'm not slicing a tomato. That's
I
gonna be
left him a
disaster.
tomato, half a tomato. That all he had to do was slice it. Like it was already half prepared.
She even took a marker and marked where he should cut.
Shit, yeah.
Like a surgeon.
So
Food dye.
Dotted.
Look, it's just right here. You
I go over there and I sit down and I'm eating my sandwich,
triangles.
and then I realize I forgot mayo.
Oh,
So
boy.
it's
Literally didn't put anything
it's
else
like
on the
this
sandwich.
dry
Oh, boy.
ham sandwich. And I'm like, ugh,
This isn't even good.
whatever. I'm gonna eat it. And then Amy comes in while I'm just like staring at this shit sandwich I'm
And
eating.
Jason goes, "Oh, thank God."
And she's like, "What's the matter?" And I was like, "Jazz left before she can make me something to eat." And I'm
When's the
eating
last
this
time you made a
shit
fucking
sandwich.
sandwich?
Before that one,
About 3 years.
Yeah.
about 3 years.
Jesus Christ.
About 3 fucking years. Because I remember the last time he told a story about making a fucking sandwich. It was a disaster. Bruce, the whole
Child.
I got home that night and saw Amy, and
He's a
she
custom-
goes, "Oh dear God." Jason had this horrible pouty face while he stared at this sandwich. Just kept telling me mopingly,
He's
not
over
even
there.
any tomatoes.
He's over there. Calvin's eating this glorious meal.
Dude,
Right.
he had like sliced cheese, apples,
everything was cut out.
ravioli.
Perfect.
I had like a smooth. It was like a plate with all this shit on it. And there was a smoothie in the middle of it, next to a bowl of ravioli.
Well, the kid, I mean, you know, you want to take care of the kids. The adults can fend for themselves. Nah, they can't.
Yeah.
Dude,
Nah,
they're-
they can't.
it's like that Louis
Most adults
CK
can.
joke about the bad hand job. Like there should be like
Yeah.
some kind of monument to this fucking sandwich I made with like a reflecting pool, so you can just go there and go, that was
Yeah.
a tragedy.
We'll set it out here. You can sit on the bench like Fred was sitting on the bench there.
I'm waiting for him to attempt to make chicken patties and come in with
Oh
them
my
like
God.
rock solid because he cooked them too long or half frozen because they weren't cooked enough.
I tried to make chicken patties with melted cheese and it burnt the cheese on. Still really
I'll say,
good.
you'll know, Jazz, you'll know if he's tried to actually cook something because when you pull up, the fire department will already have been here.
See, I learned
It
how
was a
to.
disaster.
I learned how
I used to be able to cook, dude. Like I used to cook for myself all the time. Like
Well,
I
how'd
was,
you lose that?
Because I stopped doing it.
I've been around since you were 16. When have you cooked?
Dude, I used to make chili on the regular. I used to grill on the regular.
Okay.
I used to make French fries randomly just because I'm fat and I like French fries.
See, the issue is you never learned to eat in shame. I stopped asking people to make me food so I could hide the amount of food I was eating.
Right. That's a good game.
I once called him when he was like little.
He just doesn't have shame.
Like 9 years old. Like with the sugar bucket, like the big container of sugar, just eating right out of the sugar bucket.
And then I got smart. I would either put it in a glass of milk or a glass of water.
You don't put.
Oh
God damn. I gotta say, I used to chew gum as a kid, and when it would lose its flavor, I would throw it in the sugar and then throw it back in my mouth. I wouldn't eat spoons of sugar.
That's communal bowl, asshole.
Fucking child. I didn't know.
Your whole mouth in the.
I just thought, well, that's gonna stick to the sugar. Fuck it. I was a kid. I was dumb.
Anyway, yeah, so
Still
it
dumb.
was
Well, I
really
think.
sad. And then I got used to eating lunch. See, I used to never eat lunch.
Get used to it?
I got used to eating lunch because she
He'd
was
come home
here.
and I was
Oh,
home.
I see, yeah.
And she's like, well,
I'd
you
make
want
him
you
lunch.
want me to make you a little bit of something
Sure.
for lunch? Just, yeah. Now I'm coming home. Now I'm coming home and I'm just walking around like this.
Rubbing it. Just walking around like, what?
He can't attempt a sandwich again.
What am I supposed to
That
be
would be
doing with
bad.
this time? When did she get off? What is
Where,
going
where
on?
is a person who will see me rubbing my stomach and make me lunch?
Nobody
Well,
can
to
see
be
anything.
fair,
You know what I'm
Any
saying?
of
Like,
them
I'm
here.
walking around to all the places where there's. I know I'm not gonna fix something. I'm just looking for some kind of snack food where I can just open the box and put my like bear claw in it. You know.
To be fair,
like-
he can't even find his mom at the moment because she looked at me the other day and said, "You've spoiled us." I know I used to cook. I can't remember a single thing I used
Then
to cook,
nobody
so I don't
remembers
really know
anything.
how to
Yeah.
do it. But I know I used to cook.
God, you really ruined them, didn't you?
And the fucked up
did.
part
You
is she's
fucked
not
them up.
going in so early. She's not fucking with Amy's life because she gets up and packs Calvin's lunch for school, so Amy
Make
doesn't
Amy's
have to.
coffee.
And make
Okay.
Amy's
Oh.
coffee. So Amy's life's uninfected right now.
Do you
It's not
need-
fair to me.
Can I take her with me? I would fucking get used to that.
Hey,
Somebody
I
just
used
turn
to,
around, there
you
it
know,
is.
get all the laundry done.
Dude,
I'd
fuck.
choose one
That's
section of the
literally-
house to clean.
That's literally what it was like. Sometimes I would come in and she would have done some shit, and I was like, fuck, I didn't even realize that needed to be done. But goddamn, it needed to be done.
Their basement, I organized the whole entire section,
Fuck.
made boxes for different types of things for that
It's
Christmas
full of
thing.
IKEA now.
It is full of IKEA now, but
It's all
I
right.
had a plan with Edith. We were going to get a dumpster, and I was going to throw all this shit away, and I was cleaning stuff up.
God damn. You gotta quit that
I had
job.
stuff. I had
God,
stuff
fucking
going
quit.
on.
Yeah. She's in the middle of projects here. She's cleaning the gutters next week. It's on the schedule. I can't go to work. Fuck. Just
Then
be
in the
glad.
middle of that, I was making shit out of styrofoam,
Yeah. Oh God. Still have time for the other
writing my
things.
D&D campaigns.
What?
Got a whole
What could
notebook
be
of them.
better than that? What could be better than that? I mean, drawing a paycheck, it's okay, but it's a little overrated. When you're capable of doing so much more. Quit that fucking job. Your
just
people
money.
are suffering.
To be fair, Halfsack had to do a show all by himself with a random guest the other day
Oh
too.
my God. Oh,
He had to make
no.
sure that he had his technology right.
Oh no.
I can cook, but nobody will let me.
No, again, the fire department. No.
He comes in. He comes in, buys 2 steaks for him and his girlfriend,
Yeah.
smells the whole house up like steak, and doesn't offer anybody else any steak.
I gave Mama some steak. I offered steak to just about anybody that's
did
on
not-
steak.
Okay,
Oh,
he
really?
offered
There.
you to
Time.
taste the steak. He didn't buy you a steak.
I didn't
Jason.
buy you a steak.
He offered that you could take a
There's a
taste of
difference.
his.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can
I want to
taste
say
it.
this too. The last time I listened to the Half Hour with Half Sack, I was working and the notification came, so I watched it.
Yeah, same
She
here.
does a really good job. Jazz did a great job. She's kind of turned into her own like a presenter. You know what I'm saying? She's running the show,
Yeah.
sort of in a way.
Yeah.
And really good. She was.
I'm
and
not
Half
afraid
Sack
of the
wa-
mic anymore.
Right, and Half Sack wasn't on that one. It was just her and little Rick.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was talking about his house and all the shit he had to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really good on that.
Yeah, no, I'm really upset she's not doing that show.
Well, yeah, you can't listen to
On
me.
the
She's
average.
fucked the show up now by leaving.
Like, I really wish she would be off Friday mornings to do that
So
show.
many negatives to you working now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't consider all that. I did say it all as a joke, but I just never considered it would
No, it's-
really be that big of an impact on your life. I can see
It's a
it.
problem.
It's suffering,
that
man.
sandwich
I mean,
was fucking sad. Like, I didn't want to finish it. I'm like,
Did
oh.
you?
Oh yeah,
Of course he
did.
did.
Yeah.
He did. He had
He's
to.
not an animal.
There was
Fuck.
not, what was he gonna
Dumb
do? Go make
question.
another sandwich to replace it?
Like I've had gas station sandwiches that were better than that.
It.
You want a life hack? Real quick about sandwiches?
Nobody wants that thing you
Yes.
just said.
Have Jazz make
Yes.
them.
Single piece of bread, bottle of mustard, zigzag, line, fold it over.
There's no
sandwich.
mustard on these sandwiches.
Perfect.
A mustard sandwich.
Gross.
No, it's
You
fucking
can do it with
disgusting.
mayo too.
Why don't you just squirt it in your mouth? Ugh,
Gross.
mayo.
You need a physical transport for the mayo.
Let's see that squeeze. I got a squeeze mail. Let's just do that.
You didn't kick.
Boil a hot dog. Throw that some bitch on there. Then you got
No,
something.
that's fucking
That's
gross.
boiling water. That's
It's
a fucking
it's a
project.
hot dog sandwich. I want a mustard sandwich.
This kid.
Also make
nobody supervises his
Hey,
kitchen
Jace.
time at all, does it?
I wouldn't ask Avery to make you a sandwich.
But at the same
No.
time,
Trust me, that wasn't an option to begin with.
To be fair, his sandwich you can make with one hand.
True.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Squeeze the bottle.
at the same time, I
Fold
can
the
make an
bread over.
excellent chicken parmesan. Can make a really good chicken Alfredo.
Chicken parm. How do you do that?
Chicken parm?
Was it Stouffer's? I mean, how do you make it? What
No,
is it?
just chicken breast. I think it's Parmesan cheese with mozzarella cheese.
Sounds like you're
Provolone.
gonna. Hey, take him up.
I
on that.
use mozzarella.
See,
for
hers
the
is
recipe
better
I
already.
had.
Provolone. Fuck it,
It's supposed to be
mozzarella.
provolone.
She fucking fixes chicken parm.
Her
with
chicken parm's
with like
better
stuffed,
than mine.
They're
Oh
like
yeah,
stuffed
it's a
chicken
stuffed
breast.
chicken parmesan.
That's
It's
good.
a stuffed baked type of one, and I have noodles on the side for
That's
the
the way it
people who
should
like
be.
the spaghetti and the
Yeah.
sauce, and you can choose if you want the noodles or
Bow
not.
ties. I mean, he's farfalle, whatever it's
So
called.
while
That's
we're
a
on
bow
the
ties.
subject of food, I have to.
I made an excellent
I have
chicken
to go into
Alfredo,
this.
boiled in
ahead.
chicken broth with
I need to
mixed
make calzones.
vegetables.
That's
That
just
actually
water
sounds
that the
pretty good.
chicken ran through. That's all that is. Go ahead.
So there's a standalone restaurant up here by the game store. I'm sure y'all have seen it.
Nope. Not even
Um,
seen the game store.
It's by the Shell.
It goes that way.
Well, when you get off the interstate,
Across from the truck stop.
Oh yeah.
on the
okay,
other
yeah.
side of the trucks, there's it's called Chili's or something
Me
like that.
Cholito.
It's-
Cholito.
He was
Yeah.
trying not to use the
Try
real
not to
name.
say
Yeah, I realized that.
It's
now.
like
He doesn't realize that.
I was
is it
so
a-
eager to help.
Is it like
Dad,
a,
let me help.
Is this a Scalini Brothers situation?
Yeah, it's a Scalini.
You remember that
Scalini.
skit at the end of one of the ICP songs where the guy drives up to like it was some generic Taco Bell ripoff and asks for a Cholito, and the guy's like, "We don't have Cholitos on the menu," and he's like, "I'm looking at the shit right on the menu." No, okay,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
it was fine.
No, nothing for
Magnets,
that.
how
No.
do they work?
I was
Anyway,
just trying to
so
explain
like
Cholitos.
we've never ate there, and
At that place up here.
yeah,
Oh,
and so yesterday,
I heard it smells like rotten meat.
well, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Huh.
It smelled really good.
Like it always smells really good because we're always in the game store
So
next
they
door
making-
and we can smell it.
Are they like making tortillas and tortilla
Yeah,
chips?
so
and
it
shit?
turns
That's why
out,
smells.
like, so we stopped in there, and basically, what it is it is a place that makes like Qdoba style food, but it's like a real Mexican who owns the rest. So he does it like with all the old
It's authentic
recipes.
shit, then.
So he
Yeah,
like
it is authentic.
everything's prepared like that morning and everything, and they've got like stuff that whatchamacallit doesn't have. They have like grilled onions and peppers that you can add to your
Oh,
stuff,
sure,
and it's
yeah.
like all this really good stuff.
How's their Diablo queso?
They don't have Diablo queso, you fucking
Diablo,
dickhead.
fucking-
Would
not
you
everything's-
please stop fucking
yeah.
bringing up every signature item at every fucking restaurant you've ever ate at?
It's fast
You know
food.
what I like? I like gingerbread, dum dum, and Starbucks. You know what else I like? I really like this Wendy's cheeseburger. Jesus fucking Christ! Think about
got a
food for something else,
Baconator?
or you're gonna die in 5 minutes. Jesus.
Yeah, they got a Baconator.
I've eaten the
think I-
pretzel pizza twice since it's come out.
Pretzel
That's
pizza.
good.
All right, I'm
Pretzel
done. I'm
pizza's
out.
good.
It's good.
It is good.
So we were at this
We were at a
Chili's place.
traditional
So
Mexican
anyway.
restaurant.
So
Got your back, Avery.
With a real Mexican.
yeah, I mean, like they got a counter girl who's just normal white variety.
Oh, okay.
To
Well,
talk.
that's the public face.
But
I'm
he's in the back.
Is she mixed at least?
I don't think so.
He's in the back
because
with a
in this part
mariachi
of-
band.
In this part of the area, if you're like,
He's like a
a little
roofer.
tan, they don't understand you automatically.
Anyway, so he's in the back like fixing the food and like getting the prep stuff ready and all this.
And cooking it.
Yeah.
I love the Mexicans.
And they got the radio turned up loud, and it
Fuck
smells
yeah.
good in there. And so we order some stuff, and we get an order of nachos to split too, thinking we're gonna take these nachos home because it did smell really good, and we were really looking forward to it. And turns out it was fucking awesome. For the record,
Probably a
like,
mistake to get that.
it
done.
was cheaper than fucking Qdoba,
Yeah,
and
most things are.
it was better.
Tastes better.
Better.
And like I'm really excited about this place being here.
It's a sit-down joint.
Is it brand? Is it new?
It's just like Qdoba. It's literally
Okay,
if you go to the
okay,
counter,
yeah.
you order, and then you
Okay.
can sit down and.
Is it
No,
new?
it's been there like
It's
a
been
year
there
or
a
two
while?
now.
To be fair, for me to say it's better than Qdoba is a lot bigger of a deal than him because he didn't really like it.
Right.
I used to eat that
I
shit
do
like
like it.
every other day.
I'm going there on the way when I leave here. I think.
And
I
it,
like their
it
naked burrito.
and it comes with like it doesn't look like much.
Like a naked man.
Like they put all of their effort into their food and not into the walls because they've got generic like Mexican spice pictures framed and hung on the walls.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah.
We have real Coca-Cola with very good sugar.
And like yesterday, they had a special that was like chicken tamales for like $1.99. So Amy got two chicken tamales, and they come in the actual corn husk where they were
Yeah.
cooked in the
Yeah.
actual corn husk.
Oh, that's the
and
way it's supposed to
every
be.
dish comes with a side of chips.
Yeah. So
Just
they all
automatically.
come with a side of chips, and then they have a salsa bar, but their salsa is weird. It's like the liquid salsa. It's not the ones that have the tomato chunks in
Yeah.
it. But whatever.
I think it's more traditional, isn't it?
It is. But
Okay.
Amy really liked the salsa, so she's eating the salsa, but she can't figure out a way to put it on her food, like, practically. So
Mhm.
she's, like, taking a spoon and, like, putting a bite of food in, then chasing it with the
Oh,
salsa.
God.
Well, because when it comes in,
Classic Amy.
it's on the little like.
Why not just pour it over the food?
Because it's in a
It's in a
whole
basket.
So if you
She
pour
was
it over
worried
the
about
food,
it
it was
leaking.
going to go
It's going on
straight on the
everything.
table through the basket.
If it's soaked through the paper.
Get a plate.
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless.
That's a good way to do it, though. Chasing it.
So
Like
we had
a
ordered
shot
these
glass of
nachos
sauce.
that we ate, like, almost none of
Yeah.
these nachos of because
We got full on
we
the
got
other
full.
food.
Right.
And we
And it's big, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Big stuff.
Yeah.
Nachos was about this big though. Like
Were they
a whole
loaded
tray
with
of 'em.
shit?
Well, and they put down some chips, and they put some cheese and shit on, and they put down some more chips with
Oh,
some
God.
cheese and shit
Yeah,
on, and
that's
some
the best.
chicken, and then they,
No, whatever.
Do they
thing you
serve it
want
in a
on
basket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
So
the
it,
best.
it doesn't leak through the paper.
No. I understand what you're saying.
I see where you're going with this.
Speeding asshole.
I just let her go because it was funny to watch her like doing the
That is-
chaser.
that is good.
That
I
is
recommend she ask for a to-go box so she'd feel more comfortable with just dumping it on top of it.
You just take it. Yeah.
So, like, the waitress brought us over to Go Box for the nachos because she realized we'd been there 20 minutes and the nachos had barely been touched, so we put them in the Go Box. Tell her thank you very much. We come home. I wanted those nachos last night at 11:30.
You skipped a part. She gave us free cookies.
She gave us free cookies
Good
as well.
God, they're just giving shit away in there. I'm definitely going there.
Not gone. I go get them. They smell delicious. I pick up a chip that has nothing on it, and it's just floppy.
Oh, I can't take it. Oh, I can't take it.
Because
Oh.
the chips were fresh.
And then
Oh, you
fried
put
in
them in
grease.
there hot.
Yeah, because
you can't do that.
Because the chips were fresh,
Oh,
like
those are the
just
worst.
the
Yeah.
moisture soaked into the chips to where they were just
You
like
left it in the container, didn't
chewy
you?
fucking corn chips.
Ugh. That fucking ruins it.
It did.
I was
It
so
ruined it,
fucked, dude.
too.
I was so fucking disappointed.
What he doesn't know is that before he wanted to go and get those chips, at like 9 o'clock, I had gone downstairs and opened the thing and was looking and poking at him like, I'm going to eat some of these chips, and realized they were so soggy and
Going
gross.
back in the oven now?
Yeah, they'll tighten them up a little bit, but for
I
the
don't
most
think
part,
it'd be
once
the
they get
same.
soaked, they're done.
I wound up taking a fork and eating like the chicken and shit off of
Yeah.
like scraping it all and the beans off the chip and then
sad
eating it that way.
Yeah, you can't put these in like the microwave of the oven because then you've got gross sour cream that's on top that's being
Yeah,
cooked
Yeah,
and
there
shit.
was guacamole and
Yeah.
sour
just trying to
cream
save
on
it.
it.
No,
That's
I
not
get
an item
that,
you can
but
save
it's-
then, I guess.
No, we can't. We're not ordering that to go anymore. But
I mean,
Yeah.
you could get it to go if you come straight home and eat it.
I think D&D night. I'm just gonna go over there and get an order of those and sit there all D&D night like this.
Eat in the
Fuck yeah.
nachos. Their burrito was really good too. I really like their queso.
Yeah, it was good.
There is a place. It might be local. It's very similar to Qdoba, but not. You know where I'm talking about? Me and you used to go there
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah. I like this
They're
place
not-
better than
I
theirs.
always got their
It's all about the
nachos
chain.
every time I went there. Is this place's nachos better than their
I never
nachos?
had their nachos because I like their burritos so much
Oh,
that
okay.
I just always got a different burrito.
Is their cheese better?
I would say their
Because that place, that was their one hallmark, was they had really good cheese.
their cheese is comparable. I wouldn't say better,
Is it white?
but their queso is not like.
Queso is cheese.
Yeah.
But
that's what I was
I'm not talking about shredded cheese. Were you talking about their shredded cheese?
No,
or
I'm
the
talking
No,
about
he's
the
talking about the
melted
liquid cheese.
white.
Okay, no, their cheese is almost identical to the local Mexican restaurant that there's one on every corner
Okay,
that we really
yeah.
like. Their
Theirs is white, though, is that
That's
right?
not bad.
their queso's like that. It's much
Theirs
more
isn't bad.
unique
Is it
in
white or
flavor to
yellow?
that. It's white.
White.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way it should be. The yellow shit's dumb.
Anyway, I will be eating there a lot more from now
I'm
on.
going to be eating there.
It was
Sounds
really
like a-
good.
Like in 20 minutes.
Sounds like a group trip.
Well, if you're
Yeah.
going, you got to turn before you get there. You got to
Right,
turn at
yeah.
the light before, like where you go, turn in to go to that truck
Mhm.
stop.
Yeah.
You turn right after that, but you go left, and then there's a road that comes around behind
Yeah,
that.
it's a little. Yeah, it's off the.
There's a
It's like
Pokemon
a
gym
S
and a
shape.
yeah, it's off the
Pokestop.
road. It's a
Are
little
there
fucked up.
are there more of these restaurants?
Forget it. I'm
no,
out.
this is the only
Yeah.
one. Like the owner of the dude, like apparently like lives like there.
Yeah, they do that a lot. There's a trailer out back. I don't know if it's his or not.
Like it's his restaurant, and he doesn't speak English apparently at all.
That's very good.
Well,
That,
you
that
did
makes
say
it
he
even
was
better.
a real Mexican.
Yeah.
Oh, but she was not afraid to be herself too. She'll sing a song for you with the radio, and when they turn the radio off, she keeps going.
Is there anything
It
that
was
they can't do?
hilarious.
Fuck.
Well, like what I never
She was
understood
really nice.
is there was this dude, like, because the game store shares a bathroom with that restaurant, and there was this dude who would be over there working, and he'd come over to the game store to like talk about like Magic cards and what Magic cards are about. And I'm like, how is this 40-year-old dude working in this Mexican restaurant and still buying Magic cards? I think he pays his employees well too. Apparently,
pays them in Magic cards.
Maybe that's it.
It's a novel idea. Did you hear of the Sonic?
Everybody quit.
Because the owners dropped the price. It was just one state. It was one guy who owned like I don't know 4 or 5 of them
in one town,
and he dropped their pay to $4 an hour plus tips.
Yeah,
they were making minimum wage.
I think it's illegal
Because apparently
when you're earning
you can
tips, it's
legally
not illegal.
do that. Nobody in fast food restaurants earns tips.
No,
ever.
they don't.
A handful
I
of
have
times.
never tipped a fast food person.
I'll tip Sonic.
I get that,
and
but
I've
I'm
worked
talking
in 2
legally
different-
wise. It's
I guess that's the
legal.
designation.
Right.
Yeah.
But the
Shouldn't
thing
be.
is, nobody tips them, so they're making $4 an hour. Of course, they all quit.
They might
Fuck
get
yeah,
tipped a little
I
more
quit.
often if you could do it on your card too, opposed to you have to have fucking cash. You can't write it on the
It's all
receipts there.
stupid. Is there a place for that on there?
No,
Nope.
you can't.
Look,
You don't
here's the
have
thing
to-
about Sonic.
Sucks.
When I
The
go
only
to-
thing that's good at Sonic is their fucking milkshakes and ice cream.
I had to put
They
some
don't
beans
there
in
and
there.
hot dogs.
Well, they're drinks.
Yeah,
they have good
I'd probably find a
slushies
Sonic
and
in
good soda.
Yeah,
They've
you
got
bring back the
tots.
slush puppy machine
their
inside a
back
Kmart.
breakfast
That place will
burrito.
go fucking broke. Really?
Dude, I tell you what, the blue ocean water, whatever the blue coconut, whatever that thing's called, fucking. I want one of those. Somebody go get me one of those.
So you put some rum in that shit. You got
You're
yourself
not
a
important to
party.
the show. Go get me a fucking blue coconut slushie from Sonic.
Look, he was going.
Hey,
the fucking finger was pointed all the way out there.
There's gonna be a long time that you don't see that thing. You don't know what I could
The
do.
finger?
To it.
Oh, that your pink. Hey, it only hurts when I point. Ugh.
I can point real easy. I can also hang loose real easy.
Oh god damn!
That's
Get
true.
out of here! You know what?
Can't give the finger.
You know what? Do what your dad said. Go.
That shit
go,
is
go get
so
one of those drinks.
that shit is so fucking broke. He's got to go to an orthopedic specialist this week.
God damn, it's
That's
broken.
how broke it is.
Oh god.
It's
Did it
fucked.
just bend like backwards the wrong way,
No, it
or
went
did it?
in on itself, and it went into my rib. My rib's actually hurting pretty bad too. But
So it's super
I'm just
jammed
gonna
in.
pretend. No, it's broke.
No, I mean, but it broke while being jammed.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's worse. Ugh. He's got to have surgery on that fucking thing.
And no.
No, they
Is
might
there a
have to
video
pin
of
it.
this fall?
What?
God,
video of this
if
fall?
there was,
No.
I would watch
God.
it on repeat. for
I'll
an
find out
hour.
the block that it happened on. We'll get some
YouTube
security
fails.
cam. I'll use my fucking fake
It was
badge.
right in front of the Price is Right that was in
Your
town.
girlfriend's gonna have to start
definitely
videotaping you
doing
everywhere you go.
Every
in front of
time.
Yeah.
Every time
Like
something
a
happens.
GoPro. We'll get her a GoPro.
I like how he's got
Put
her
that
going.
GoPro on her head.
I like how he's got her in front of him though, like making sure the coast is clear for him, and then he still fucks
Yeah,
it
she has
up.
to take care of him. She knows. She knows what she's dealing with. It's good though. She's smart.
He still fucking wrecked it.
Well, we were talking about those videos that we usually we've been watching the second half of the show and how it fucking pisses everybody off.
Yeah.
Some of our friends in New Jersey have reported back that everybody around in that particular area was given a talk in the morning about how you were directed not to don't speak to these
Interact.
fuckers. Don't interact with them at all when they start talking to you. And if you see somebody filming, just come, go in there and tell the boss or whatever they'll call the proper people. Just don't interact with them. Don't say anything. Just go about your day. And then don't talk to the media. Don't talk to these assholes. Because they're trying to antagonize you. So it's
Yeah.
like a thing now.
I understand you're not
So
supposed to talk to the
ridiculous.
media. I've gotten that, but
Yeah,
these people
or
are
cops.
media.
No, they're not media at
That's
all.
what I mean.
But they're using that policy as a way to say, hey,
I
these-
never talk to cops, man. That's I was like, no.
I love being able to tell them no. I love
No,
it.
I
Hey,
can't.
you're
I
called
can't
it
tell
one.
you who
I said,
lives
look,
there.
you're lazy as fuck. You know the proper thing.
I,
Call my boss.
Oh, I flat out told him. I was like, I can't do that. What are you trying to trick me for?
They're lazy. But anyway, we were talking about these things, and some of the most egregious examples, like we watched one, and then how I failed a couple times after that to recreate that
Yes, you
magic
did.
because it was so terrible. Well, a friend of ours on the Slack group privately messaged me one, and it is infuriating, and we're getting ready to watch it now.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Snowflake postal worker.
Calls 911 to report a First Amendment freedom.
Supercut.
This is the supercut of the video.
Did
This
one of
is
y'all
sucks.
see the video I sent to
This is
the
a series.
to the Facebook thing? Who sees those?
I see it. Watch this, dude.
Are you talking about them through message?
Do you want me to call the
It's
police?
supposed to be me.
Did you see it? Somebody saw it because it said it was seen.
This dude is so fucking high right now.
Department of Homeland Security. Okay. Would you like to see it?
His dick, not his badge.
Is this guy a fucking boss or a carrier?
That guy has a fucking American
He's got a
flag on
lanyard
his
on.
cell phone case.
Security, really? What are you, one of those nut jobs? Come on.
God damn.
Go ahead, film me. The police are on their way.
He's in the parking lot, man.
I've asked you to leave. Okay, I've already asked you to leave. I told you you don't have permission to be back here.
Look at that building.
All right. Is this space open to the public? No. It's not? You see these signs right here? It's for parking their vehicle and walking back there. You're not allowed back here.
You can stay on the other side of the fence,
You're not
asshole.
allowed back here unless you're not allowed to become back here and film and do whatever weird shit you're doing.
I like this guy.
Gate open to the public.
It's not.
It's open for parking. For certain times. But you're not allowed to come back here where we work. Is this gate open right now?
Get the fuck out of here. You're weird. This guy should be, like, he should get an award for dealing with this asshole.
I'm not giving you permission to film me. Do I need permission to film?
Yes, you do.
Now you're on the sidewalk. You don't.
Well, he's standing...
It doesn't matter. He's in public space right there.
Yeah, he's fine.
I just talked to a supervisor, and they want you trespass from post office property.
What's this, Reno 911?
I know, look at that mustache and this fucking cop.
Which is...
There's the other guy.
Yeah.
Like that dude right there.
Okay.
That guy's the problem right there. There's a postal inspector and two cops.
I could not, but I'm going to. I already got your photo, so why do you need it again? Well, I just wanted to get a good...
What is that? What is that?
Anti-old, I think?
I guess.
Dude,
He
I
just
like
goes
how
back
the cops
there.
always take their picture.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're taking their picture, other than I think they're just trying to play their game and fuck with them.
I think
a
they're
little
trying to fuck with him.
I like how that guy was a snowflake postal worker.
Yeah,
Did you
snowflake.
notice that?
Dude, it was like he had just put down the bong. He's like, "What are you doing back here, man? You know you can't be back
There's a
here."
manager, high as fuck. I mean, I like the way
Stop
the guy
doing-
handled him.
Look, man, stop doing weird shit.
And
Let's
it
just
was
get out of
cut
here.
and edited. So
Yeah.
that guy obviously got a little weird about something, and he ended up in the front of the fucking building on a sidewalk. I mean, if he really felt like he had the right to be back there, he would stayed back here till the cops came.
Yeah,
Get the
well, yeah.
fuck out of here, you weirdo.
Yeah, but that dude was just like, "So what are you doing?"
So, dude, what?
Like the cops are on their way, man. Why are we?
We
what kind of
agree
weird
that
shit
like
you
there's
into?
areas that you can't trespass on.
Yeah.
And one of those reasons why you can't go back there where we park is the safety and security of the building, for one.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is that this shit that we're dealing with is private. It's private shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not supposed to be back here.
I have no problem with them filming on the other side of that gate or the front of the
for
building.
what to what end, though?
I'm not saying it's smart, but I'm saying
You're
like
filming. Fuck off.
If you're
I don't
filming
care.
the front of the building, and I'm like,
Yeah, you can do that.
Why are you filming me? And you're like, because I want to film you. I'm like, all right, weirdo.
I wouldn't even ask, though. Why are you filming? I just, you're giving them what you want when
I
you're
would-
asking them.
I mean, come on. We all know I wouldn't be able to help myself. I would troll them.
I
quite a
can't
bit.
wait. Yeah, you would take their side. Fuck yeah, man, there's a meeting.
I would be on the other side. I would.
But, yeah.
I would pull out my phone, stand next
You
to
know
them. like,
what?
yeah. Fuck
You
these
know what?
guys.
Fuck them. Come on.
Hey, fingernail,
wish-
come here. I
Yeah.
got some questions I want to ask you. First Amendment audit.
I wish
Why are
that
you
I
the
could
way
do
you
that.
are?
Yeah, what's the deal?
Everything about you,
We're asking
I
quick.
hate.
It's weird, top to bottom. I just fucking can't. I can't stand these guys. I can't. I wish I could see one of them. I wish they would come to our place.
Why is this a First Amendment thing?
It's not.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
It-
what I'm
That
getting.
freedom
They're
at all is all our
of them are-
fucking free. Remember, we're taking your freedom, Fred. Or Chuck. Sorry.
Didn't know you were about there for a minute.
Yeah. We're taking people's freedom.
Thought
That's
my
what we're
uncle
supposed to
was
be doing.
here.
But there was a lively discussion on Twitter about these assholes.
You want to know how shitty of a name Fred is?
My uncle's named Fred.
I've got
asshole.
an uncle named Fred who doesn't go by the name Fred.
Freddie.
Everyone calls him Barkley.
Freddie. Oh, Bart. They would rather be calling him Barkley.
He would rather be called Barkley than Fred.
Well, that's
how
in his
shitty
own
of
head.
a
Is that
name.
like his middle name, or
Yeah.
did he just pick his own
Yeah.
nickname?
No, it's his middle name.
I got an uncle, Freddie J.
Barkley's a cool name
Charles.
My uncle's
for a
full of shit.
dog.
Well, he's a 70-year-old
Not
truck
a
driver.
good dog
so-
name.
See,
not
I
bad.
just made you roll your eyes twice.
Oh,
like
God,
once
it's-
when I said it,
And then I realized
10
what you were
seconds
saying.
Later,
Yeah.
it really sunk in,
Ah.
and you did it again. It was
Ah. Yeah, you got a double roll. Fucking stinks. We haven't done word of the week in a long time.
We haven't done what?
Word of the week.
Well, you got one?
good. Barkley.
Yeah, that's talk.
That's the
That's
name for
fucking
a dog.
terrible. You know, Bruce pointed out last week or the week before that the portmanteau is a real thing and all that, and that's right. But all that shit comes from
Brian
the
went
French.
home and did some research. Well,
all of it comes from the French.
Two words that portmanteau comes from are French.
The
I
French,
don't know
the
that-
word for it that describes it is French, and it is not a uniquely French phenomenon, but they do it more than anybody else. They constantly do it. And then what I'm doing here by telling you this is I'm going to get the past master on my fucking side here, and he's going to say no more of these fucking things. No more of them.
So you
It's
don't
French.
have a word?
I can't remember what the word was, actually. It was one of those, and I hated it so much, but then I read, like, how it came and why it is. And I thought, fucking, it's based on the French description. It's what the fuck?
French do a lot more stuff with words.
They do a lot
than
with their language.
Other languages, they have a lot of sayings for things that like people experience in daily life that nobody has sayings for.
But they're uptight about their language in general.
If you, well, yeah,
Uptight as fuck. And like only we can bastardize this language, not you fuckers.
Well, who else would want to speak French?
Well, like if you went over there, want to say Omaha Beach or something, you go over there, you'd like to know some of the words, wouldn't you? You able to communicate?
They have a saying.
If I'm going over to see Omaha Beach, I'm only speaking American, motherfucker.
For if,
And when they
if
give
you're
you
having,
shit about it, just say,
Typical
remember when we
tourist.
helped y'all out?
I think yeah, they're over it.
if you're having an argument with
Fine,
somebody,
I'll stand in that veteran cemetery and speak my English.
and then you later think of something that you should have said in that argument, whatever French is for escalator thought, that's the phrase they have for that
Yeah.
occurrence.
So do they
I like
preface with what they're about to say with a special word like blah blah blah, oh oui baguettes?
I don't
whatever.
know.
I'm going to punch you in the face so hard right now.
I don't
Oui,
ever
oui.
actually listen or watch anybody speak French. That's not. a
I've
thing
seen it. It's
I wanna
crazy.
hear or
It's
do.
insane how fast. I mean, it all sounds fast to us. You ever hear any of those politicians? Nuts. Blah, 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 blah. Like there's some Canadians that do it too, but
So,
So there's a word of the week to piss you off.
I can't remember what the word is, but
Oh, I
it's
found
a
one
word
for
that's
you.
based
It's
in
not French.
Snout
It's like it might like be mortuary or something. It's some kind of fucking regular word that we use, but it's based on two French words that's mashed together, and then it said it was a portmanteau.
I'm a snout fair.
Snout fair is the word here.
I don't even know what that means.
Good looking
Well,
person.
there's
Wow, what
definition
does that
underneath
have-
it.
I've never heard it used.
A
I don't-
good-looking
Neither have I.
person,
I don't
someone with
like
a
it.
handsome
Countenance.
countenance.
Doesn't countenance.
Countenance.
What a snout fair.
Incontinence.
Thank you.
I don't. That word doesn't make
That
any
doesn't
sense
make any
to
sense.
me.
Yeah, snout fair. You got a fair
That's
snout.
why it's so annoying. It's not
I would
supposed to
call
make sense.
somebody who looked really good, except for their nose, a snout fair.
Butterface,
That's a yeah.
butterhead. I mean, we got words for that.
Anyway,
I don't know.
so I wanted to make a video this week because when I arrived at the station Monday morning,
His truck was a mess.
We've covered it already. we recapping? What are we
when
doing?
I arrived at the station Monday morning, the 2-ton, the interior light was on.
Okay.
It happens, whatever. And so I go in and I tell the boss, that 2-ton, the interior light's on. You might want to turn that off and check and see if it'll start.
That was Monday morning.
Because it's
Monday
like
morning.
oh, so it was not that cold. It was a little.
Well, but I mean, if the light's been on since Saturday,
Right, it's a problem.
you know,
And a collector doesn't work Saturday, so.
so maybe since Friday.
Probably.
But my point being, you're probably going to need this truck today. So
Yeah,
if it
yeah,
doesn't
absolutely.
start, you're going to want to know now so you can get somebody out here to put a battery in it. And so I tell her this, and she's like, oh, okay. And she's on the personal phone call. She's
Right,
on every morning.
every fucking
and
morning.
blows me off. Like she does every morning when I try speaking to my direct supervisor about an issue. And I think this is a time-sensitive issue. So I'm like, I told her. She blew me off. She'll have to deal with it at 9:30 in the morning.
Or later.
But, you know, so whatever.
It's on her now.
It is.
So I go out and load my truck 35 minutes later with some stuff. I had some parcels and stuff that I had ready to go just to get it out of the way.
Light's still on.
Fucking light is still on. That kid is still on the fucking escalator.
God damn.
So I come in and I'm like, you heard me say, uh-huh.
She's still on the phone?
Didn't even finish.
Probably.
Didn't- you heard me say, uh-huh.
She's been on the phone since 6:37. I don't know who the fuck she talks to constantly that early in the morning.
Okay. So I go back to doing my work. I was like, she knows about it. I just tried telling her again. Uh-huh. So I got some more parcels. I got a tray of stuff to take out. Fucking light's still fucking on. The kid is back on that fucking escalator.
So how much more time do you think? Another hour, maybe? I mean, it's been on all weekend. Fuck it.
I got so
How
fucking
good is
pissed
it,
off.
battery?
I got so fucking pissed off, and I got pissed off at her for being too lazy to go out there and fucking turn off that light and see if that truck would start. And then at me because I walked in and said, "What truck number's the collector? What's the number for the collector truck?" She told me. I got the fucking keys. I went out there. Fucking dashboard of that thing looks like a fucking 747. I'm like, which switch is it?
Unknown.
Figured out which switch it was, turned it off, turned the key over, fired up. I'm not even supposed to be doing it. I could probably get fired for starting the collector truck.
You're not trained to operate the truck. Yeah.
Exactly.
Did
So
they train you?
Nope.
They trained me.
I've not been trained on it.
Why did you fix somebody else's problem?
Well,
That's
see,
what
I
he
think
does.
maybe that's what she was hoping would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
it
like,
worked.
Pull him off enough, he'll go do
So
it.
I went in, took the key back in there, and she's sitting there still on the phone. Goes, "Hey, that collector truck that had the light on, don't worry about it. I turned it off and it still starts. Thank you."
She wasn't worried about it, for the record.
So is the person who drives that not supposed to start the truck when they get there?
They are, but he doesn't come in until 8:30
or 9 sometimes. His report time's 9. He works 9 to 6 or something.
His
like
report
that.
time's weird. So like, I'm just thinking like, you need that collector truck. It's the only one we have. It's not like you can use a different one.
Oh, y'all.
It seems like that's
We have 2 at ours.
No, we
Usually
only have
have
1
2 at each station.
Yeah, we only
have one. So like, that's a fucking issue. Why are we not worried about it?
Because
like, how
we'll go
lazy
and
do
do
you
it
have?
later.
How lazy do you have to be as a manager to not go out there and turn off a fucking light when somebody
No,
tells you
she's
it's
got
on?
a fucking yardstick she has to walk around with and pretend she's counting shit.
She's on the fucking
She's
phone
on the fucking phone
constantly.
She's got me to deal with. She's on the phone in her earbuds.
I
And
don't
then she's
think you
on the real phone in the office and looking at emails and shit.
6:15 in the mornings when I told her this, and she was on that phone call already.
I fucked with her from 8:30 to 9 o'clock that day.
Okay, but like I
And
can
it's
tell
like,
you, the
I had to
thought
keep going
process
back. It's like,
on that side, specifically that craft, is it's not her problem. Like maybe
gonna be.
maybe what? Okay, no, because the guy comes in, starts truck, doesn't start. She just calls somebody else to take care of it.
yeah, but she's gonna have to deal
But
with
our
it
maintenance
later 'cause of the
department
wait
sucks so hard. They're not getting out there before it's time
Yeah,
for them to
if you don't get him there early,
hours.
if he's already been there and he's gone, he's not coming back till
Again,
tomorrow. They don't give a
Not
fuck.
her problem. She's got.
Well, what are you gonna do?
somebody
It's
else
gonna
deal
be
with it.
it's gonna be her
It's gotta
problem when
be.
the postmaster's ripping her ass because he was working at 10 o'clock that night.
Yeah.
Well, he needs
then,
that
then
truck.
that would be the problem of whoever drove the truck last before Monday. Like regardless of what ends up shaking out, it's not going to come back on her.
Took me 3 minutes.
We're
Okay.
used to dealing
And
with
her cell phone will work outside. She could have stayed on the call.
Yeah. She got it connected. It's fucking wired earbud. We're used to dealing with a guy who would go out. You tell him some shit like that. He's, oh, fuck, all right, thank you. And he would go out and take care of it. Or have somebody, hey, go check that. Go turn it fucking light. We're just used to that instant response.
Or if he was super busy, he'd say, "Man, would you grab the keys, turn that off for me?"
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
And he would thank you. Yeah, thanks for bringing that to my attention. These fuckers in there now, man.
I just when I talk to a supervisor, I want eye contact and I want a head nod. That's all I'm asking for.
Just an
Even if you-
acknowledgement
even
that
if
I'm
you-
talking.
Yeah. Like, I just sit there and I said something and I'm like waiting on a response, and then she says something and I'm like, huh? And she's like, I'm on the phone.
Oh,
She just
and
goes
points
like
at her
that.
earbud.
And you can tell the shit she's talking about. I boiled a
It's a
fucking
no,
ham.
it's a personal call. It's a
she's
personal
talking
call.
about how what she was talking about deviled eggs and shit.
It's a personal
The time I
call.
went- yeah, dumb shit.
Wow.
And it's evidently it's vital for her to have these fucking calls every day.
It's every fucking morning, dude.
Every morning.
That,
When you're
that
trying
reminds
to,
me of Trish,
So
how she
call her
always
out
was
on it.
FaceTiming
I
while
know,
we were
it's like it
unloading
doesn't-
the truck and everything. And then when she was done unloading the truck, she'd sit on the floral counter and FaceTime with somebody else.
it's fucking dumb.
So that's your all's morning supervisor.
yeah,
And
I made her get off the phone
I
because
know
I said,
your station manager situation is up
Fluid.
in the air
Yeah, it's up in the
right
air,
now.
yeah. Mhm.
So who would you report to call her out on that?
just her.
You can go ahead and just
I mean, that's
report
not
to me.
working.
No, I mean it depends on the way you say it. I think I've learned how to talk to him a little bit. You got to do something a little different.
Here's the problem: is our two supervisors were hired. I have now figured out they were hired for their lack of knowledge.
Yes,
That's a good hire. Okay.
The guy who was the station manager
brought them in because
didn't want anybody knowing as much or more than him
Okay.
So he brought in people who were incapable of doing the job, so he could do whatever the fuck he wanted to do, however the fuck he wanted to do it, and tell
Also-
them to do it however he wanted it done.
Also, when they made the announcement that the fucking guy with the fingernail was no longer going to be in our building, they were mad about it. They said, well, hey, y'all went in there and complained about this fucking guy. Y'all complained about him, so now he's gone. So now your performance has got to fucking be 100%. You got to show a turnaround. I mean, y'all complained. Y'all wanted rid of him, so he's gone. So let's go with the fucking with the pivot and all this other shit. And I told
What
her
they're
later, I
really
said,
mad
hey, look,
about is they now can't do their job because he
Right.
did it.
She told me
they have no
later
idea.
that day. I said, what you're saying there is wrong. You got to not say that. And she said, well, it's true. Is it people complain about him not doing this or not doing that? And then she said it. She's like, you know, when he left that day, we had to stay later and finish all these reports that he normally does. I said, that's your job. That's your job. And she said, well, yeah, but he's been doing it. Okay, well, he's not doing it anymore, so now you have to do your work. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't complain to me about your fucking job. You took it. You asked for that fucking job. Come on. Fuck. And the other morning, I did tell her, look, you're going to have to get... I said something to her, and she was like, yep. And she was looking at the computer. And I fucking knocked on the keyboard and moved the fucking mouse, I guess. And she looked at me like, what are you doing? She said, do you want a piece of candy? I said, yes. Also, I need you to get off the phone because we got to talk. And she said, I'll call you back. And she did it. But that's the way you got to
You're
treat
the
it.
union steward, though.
Doesn't matter.
I don't have
I
that
think
kind of.
everybody
I
can
don't
do
have that. No, 'cause she's talked bad about me several times to my peers.
You know that the main one that was in there the other day for a couple of days.
I'm talking about fellow rural carriers.
You know-
she's talked shit on me to fellow rural carriers, not because I'm doing a bad job, but because I need to stop complaining. And everyone she said that to said he's complaining for all of us. This is all shit we want to say. He's just the one saying it.
You could lie to her and say, you know, I'm the steward here for these rural carriers, right? And
she'd
they
never
would
do it.
believe it.
Yeah.
That may not be a lie for long.
That, really.
We could have two union
I tell her
stewards.
things, and she's like, oh, I didn't know that. I said, yes, that's a concrete thing.
Yeah, that may not be a lie.
I just make shit up.
When I told
make it up.
When I told my actual union steward, like the one who's in charge of all of these stations in this area, when I told her that, she told me that the regulars at Milktown handle their own leave replacement, and that's why we have to do it. It was like 10 minutes before this bitch could pick up the phone from laughter.
Yeah.
She's like, could you imagine?
Could you?
There's 45 routes. Could you imagine? She said that to you? And I was like, yes,
God
and
damn.
she believed it. She said it with conviction.
She believes it.
I can't. What do they have copies of the math? How would they even?
She's a pretty good union steward.
Oh, I know
I've,
she is.
I've never had any interactions with her directly, but I've seen her like she'll fight for people.
I've heard that she's good. I've heard people say they like her.
Like, I literally called her about some of the shit going on. And part of it was about her, because the day I was complaining about an issue, she went around to everybody I worked with and said, he needs to stop complaining. He complains too much. And they're like, why are you talking bad about him? Like, he's got valid complaints, and it's not the
That's some
first time
shit
he's
that
made
comes out of
them.
her mouth.
And
Like-
it's not like you're complaining about everything. You're complaining about like one thing.
Yeah, her.
1,000
On
times.
repeat.
I'm
Because
complaining
no one's
about this
listening to
one
this one
thing
thing.
1,000 times.
Because she won't do anything that he
Yeah.
says, hey, I'm going to bring a problem to your attention, and you're going to ignore it, and then I'm going to say, you know what, this fucking lady doesn't, she doesn't get
I
it.
get blown off.
Yeah.
I straight blow off. And so I called Sandy about it. I was like, look, I'm really upset that she went around to my peers talking shit. And like, they all took up for me, but still, you can't be doing that. That's semi-creating a hostile workplace, you know? If you've got a problem with me, you need to address it with me and not go to my peers and tell them that I need to stop complaining. And she's like, you're right, stop complaining. Just start filing grievances because I want to get the fuck in there. It's like, you all haven't filed a grievance. I need to get in there. I know shit's fucked. Like, I know his wife. I know him. I know how bad shit's got to be fucked.
Yeah.
Let me in there. Let me in there, and I'm going to start just fucking digging.
She's right.
Oh, yeah. Well, so
Just
I've
gotta
been,
get her in there.
I've been on the phone with her for like 3 or 4 more things, and then I keep going to Jordan, and I'm like, all right, well, you got 24 hours, and I'm filing a grievance on this. And then, like, I guess you said something to him one day about what that was going to entail, and then all of a sudden he's on it.
I keep having to remind them, you know, when I have to file a grievance, you know, I have to meet all these deadlines. We have to do all this shit. It's a ton of paperwork, and you always lose, and it's a massive waste of time.
And money.
And money.
And money.
Because then, not only are you paying me to fucking beat you, you have to help me on my route, and that's extra. That's, you know, it's overtime. I mean, like, you're just getting the costs of you fucking making a bad decision are just so astronomical that it's ridiculous for you to not just do what I'm asking you to do.
It's like they're paying you to do that so that they can pay you for having done that.
Yeah.
So here's my favorite Jordanism from this week.
Jordanism.
We were talking, inspirational speaker Jordan.
Yeah.
We were talking
will.
about how he took a day away from me and all this. And I'm like, so when are you going to handle this? And he's like, well, you're just going to have to take my word that I'm going to handle. I was like, oh, like I took your word you were going to give me an hour of auxiliary help when you could, and then we had a sub here for 5 days and you never did that? I'm still working on that.
I'm still working on
And
it.
I said,
it's over, asshole. What the fuck?
I said, okay, that's cool. What about the 120-day form I filled out to have a sub on October the 5th? What progress
It's been
have you made on
180
that?
days. What do you got on that?
And he said to me, these things take time.
Yeah, 120
And I
days.
said, yeah, about 120 days since like October. Like, isn't that the time it takes? And now we're past that. Like, how much more time are we talking about? Have you forwarded to Liz Kelly?
That's
Who?
good. Oops.
You got to delete that.
Oops.
Anyway, I said, have you forwarded to like human resources? Who?
Yeah, he doesn't know.
I'm telling y'all, these supervisors are not going to do anything until it's their problem.
How does he not know her? She's a pretty big name.
Talking to them is not enough of a problem. It needs to be an
I don't
actual
think you
problem,
understand.
and then they'll take care of it.
I don't know if you know.
When I
or
was
not.
talking to him about that shit, I had the grievance form in my hand and a pen. Like
Because I
was,
did tell him, look, do you want to deal with all this shit?
And he
because
dealt with
he's
it.
gonna win, or do you just want to go ahead and fix it? I mean, you don't want the hassle. It's gonna take hours of your time.
And I explained to him how like the 5-day versus 7-day thing works 10 times that week.
Yeah, but he just doesn't
I
get
showed
it.
him on the paycheck. I circled shit on the paycheck because he didn't understand any of
He
it.
doesn't understand the rule. You have to show him the actual rule that states.
So
what it
then, like, I go over it again before I leave that day. He's like, all right, I got it. I'm gonna call some of my rural supervisors and talk to them about it and figure out what I got to do. And then I find out from him, he's on the phone out there having
shit.
it explained to him again.
So
you heard it at
the
your
guy he's
workplace.
talking about calls my supervisor. My
Yeah.
supervisor is relatively new in her position. She's an awesome supervisor, by the way. I have
She
zero
will never
complaints
last.
with her.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can't be
But
a supervisor out there. I'll just
she
get kicked out.
Yeah.
Doesn't know the answer to this. She calls me over.
Holy
So
shit.
I go over and tell her the exact same thing that Jason told him
10 times.
And she's got like the contract book open and she's just looking through it for where it says all this stuff.
I love it.
So I'm assuming it got taken care of
No.
because she just basically got back on the phone and told him the same thing that I
No.
told her.
I signed
he
it.
told him.
I signed a piece of paper that says that, that I'm owed a day. I don't know why I had to sign it, but I had to sign it.
Okay, so but there was no issue with your money. They just took one
No,
more
they just
day
took an
out
extra
than they
day of
should've.
vacation.
Okay.
Well, they're just gonna credit you with the. Day
I need
back.
the credit, but he's not done it. He says I can't put in the adjustment. I send it to the person
That's
who
true.
puts in the adjustment.
That's true. They've taken their they've
and I
taken
said,
their access. To
okay,
that.
have you sent it to them? And he said, yeah, I sent it out
That's a lie.
yesterday. And then as I was like,
That's the way he
we had,
answers when it's a
after
lie.
we had that conversation, I turned away, and there was a half tray on his little push cart, and on top of that was the paperwork I had signed yesterday. I was like,
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
it's still here, Jordan. What do you mean you said it? I'm looking at it. It's still right here.
Maybe he faxed it.
Oh yeah, that
he
paper.
emailed it.
I didn't even wait on an answer.
My bad.
I just pointed out to him that I saw it, so we both know that you didn't do anything because it's still right here, and walked off. So I'm going in there tomorrow and looking to see if it's still on his little push cart, and if it is, I'm gonna take it from him and ask him what he did with it.
Okay. Well, the things that you're doing, or that's what you're supposed to be doing. I've received like not a directive, but I've been told by that lady that came in that's up higher came in when the
Yeah.
guy was still there, and then he's gone, and then she was in there a couple more times. She took me back there, and she said, I've received probably 10 phone calls over the last month about this guy's performance. People really complaining about it.
Who
And she
who
said-
is this guy?
Which one?
The
Who are we
nail
talking
guy.
about? Okay.
And so she said, I believe that this place can get back to the way things were when Alan was here.
Did you let him know that she has more house cleaning to do?
Yeah. I said,
Okay.
well, you got a little bit further to go. And she said, well, I'll tell you this. She pretty much told us that the carriers have to kind of take over the station. She said that. Not
we
in
can
those
do it,
words, but she
but-
said it. She said, look, the change that you want has to come from you all. All of you guys, you got to hold these people to higher standards. And if it's not happening, then you keep going up.
Yep.
And I said, okay, that won't be a problem. And so, I go out there and I think, how do I tell these people, look, this is our office. We're going to run this fucking thing. without getting them riled. You know what I mean?
Fucking pitchforks and.
But fight back.
So basically,
know
what
your
she's
fucking
saying
rights are.
is hold your fucking management accountable,
Right.
And cause enough of a stink where they can say, "Well, look, you've had 38 grievances filed on you that were won."
That's right.
Apparently, you don't know what you're doing.
But she's interested in doing a little further cleaning. But she also said that she thought that those two had enough in them to be able to do what we say to make it good again. That's
They're-
basically
they're-
what she said.
But they're not listening to us. Is the problem?
Well, they don't know who to listen to. They don't know because they don't
Which-
have the
which
guy doing
I
all
could
their
see
work
being
now.
part of the problem.
Yes.
If they have 30 people and you going up and all complaining
Right.
about different things, they don't know what's legit. and
Well,
what's not.
Lisa explained to him, like, when it comes to rule shit, like, Alan used to go talk to Jason, and Jason would fucking handle it. Christina talked to Jason, and Jason would fucking handle it. And when Jason went and talked to him, they did whatever Jason said to do because that was...
That's
What
the
needed
that's
to
the
be
deal.
done.
Yeah.
But you guys haven't fucking listened to him. He's been complaining about the same fucking issue for 3 fucking months now.
You just need a piece of paper that says you have authority, and when you have
Oh,
that,
I feel like I'm gonna
when
have
you
to.
have that,
Ron
you're
Swanson,
an
do what I
equal to
want.
them. When you're
I-
serving in that capacity, you are their equal.
I
That's
feel
what
like I'm
Fingernail
gonna
never
have
could get
to.
over.
I think he
hated
needs a fake metal badge that he wears.
I can get you a badge. My kid has one of those.
Plus, if you have that paper, she won't be able to tell you to quit whining or
Right.
quit,
It's
complaining.
illegal.
Or
She never
whatever it
told
was.
me.
Exactly.
She never told me. She
She
told
won't be able to
everyone
say it
I
about.
worked with.
Yeah,
she won't be able to do that either.
No.
And
Like that will all stop immediately.
Oh, no, that stopped immediately because I come in and I said, look, I'm complaining about the same issue. I know you think I'm complaining a lot, but all you have to do is fix this issue, and then I got nothing else to complain about. So every time I complain, I get a little more louder and a little more annoying because I'm going to raise my behavior to the point where I get noticed, to where I become an issue you
problem.
have to deal with.
As you do.
So, you know, like the first 20 times I said, I was like, hey, this thing here, it's a problem. I took him outside, and I was like, walk out with me as I'm going to my car. I was like, this is the thing that's going on. This needs to stop. This can't keep going on.
By the way, have
Do
you seen
whatever
the
you gotta
Camaro? That's why he's walking
Lately?
him out
No, I
to his
haven't seen
car, so we can show him the Camaro.
Probably. See how dead
Thanks,
his face
Avery.
was just
This
then.
is how dumb he is, by the way, speaking of this guy.
Yeah.
So when I started driving that car, it took like probably a month for everyone to figure out it was my car. And he asked me, is that your yellow Camaro? I said, yeah. He said, what kind of gas mileage I get? Is that a good car? What kind of gas mileage? I was like, Jordan, you don't buy a fucking Camaro for the gas mileage. What? That's not even a question
No.
you ask.
To be fair,
I don't know. It's horrible.
I don't know. Terrible.
the version of the Camaro Jason bought was specifically because of the gas mileage.
More fuel efficient than any other one.
It's
I'm sure.
better than the V8, but I'll be fucking honest with you. It ain't fucking cheap.
Ain't much.
It ain't. I'm
My
not,
car doesn't do. I mean, it averages 21, but it's not fucking
I
great.
mean, I'm getting 23 and having 23 miles to a gallon, having to put 93 in it. Trust me, I
Oh,
lost gas
boy.
money. I lost gas money on that.
93 octane, motherfucking scam. One scam after another.
93 octane is not a scam. So.
Yeah, it is.
89 is what you argued was the scam. 93.
87, 89, whatever. There's no standards. It's all bullshit. Some pumps, regular's 89. Some pumps, fucking 87. We don't know. We don't know what the minimum
So
is.
you remember his
Some
argument
of
on
it's
this
93,
was the
some is
middle one
95.
was the rip-off.
I think I just
The
recently
middle is
cleared
a
out those
rip-off.
pictures that I've downloaded, like showing all the different things from that show conversation that I had stuck on the TV.
I think a 5-point increase in octane. I mean, what's a 2-point increase do? Nothing.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
I can tell you because I
separate you
Over the
from your
life
wallet.
of the engine.
No, I can tell you that
Mid-grade.
that my
it's either premium or
my
not.
engine sounds
Nobody
different
says-
when you put 87 in it. I promise you, because I
Nobody
accidentally did it.
There's not a car that's made that says, "Look, you got to use the mid-grade." There's nobody.
No,
that does it.
again,
Speaking of,
your argument was the mid-grade was the scam, not the
It is
top
the
or the
scam.
bottom.
The mid-grade is the scam, but there's not enough difference.
I
There
accidentally
is.
Just
put
use gas street.
premium in our trucks once.
Oh, I
buy-
bet they were pissed about that.
You can buy a
Nobody ever said
$4
that.
bottle of gas treatment to jack the fucking octane. You can use that over multiple tanks. Why pay the fucking per gallon when you can just buy a fucking quart of it?
I'm buying that because it's a brand new car, and my book says I
You
can
gotta
only
have it.
use that level of gas
Forever.
and only gas that is like some detergent rated, and it gives me a list. There's a huge list of all the gas stations that carry that gas.
What if you're not around any of
Not
those
that
places?
I don't believe you.
You will be.
Brian,
You
'cause
find
I
one.
don't know enough about it to argue the point, but I feel like the engineers at Ford probably no.
Well, they do. But
I mean,
they
here's the
design
thing.
engines with,
Chevy and Ford ain't making money off the gas you're buying. I could
Exactly.
see if it
No.
was Ford gas you had to
It's a
buy.
giant
They're not
conspiracy,
making money
Jason.
off of it.
I'm
They
just
own-
saying
they
the
own the gas
mid-grade,
companies.
the mid-grade with the fucking gas companies is bullshit. It's
And
no
if
benefits.
they could get away with having you put 87 in it, because that's part of the sticker sheet is the yearly cost of operation. If they could get away with telling you to put the cheaper gas in it, they would, because that would lower the yearly cost of operation.
But do you really look at the yearly cost of operation?
Yes.
You did.
Of
That's
course.
the literal reason I didn't get the V8 version of my car when I bought it.
Because
I did
because
the math,
maintenance
and it
cost
would
on a
be
new car can be astronomical.
roughly $4,000 a year extra in gas.
Damn.
I look at that.
Not just for gas, but more.
I look at that
per year.
more.
I look
now,
at that
now
for
this
this.
is back when gas was like $3 something a gallon.
Well,
It's-
$4.
It's a
Premium
little
was always
cheaper
$4,
now,
yeah.
but
Well, I look at that for like the service costs, because some cars have to have special services at like 20,000 miles
Well, yours
that are
has a
like
turbo in it.
$3,000.
You got the turbo, so all the turbos had to have premium gas in them.
No, that's not true.
All the turbos I've encountered had to have premium.
My last two turbos did not have to have premium gas, but you had to
Well,
use.
guess what happened to the cars?
You had to use.
your last turbo exploded
twice.
The turbo did, but you had
That's
to
what
use.
we're talking about the turbo specifically.
But turbos are. It's more important to use synthetic motor oil than conventional motor oil because it keeps it a little bit cooler.
Did it come from the factory with synthetic?
It came from the factory
All
with
right,
synthetic.
Yeah, well, you got whatever it comes with. That's what you got to keep in it.
Yeah. So, no, in the book, and it said 87 gas. So
Huh.
that's what I put in it.
Oh, what if you're at a pump and it's 89? What do you do then? Is it a conundrum?
Yeah, it really is. I'd probably go somewhere else.
Huh? What if you're out of gas?
Well,
Fuck it.
okay, look.
Fuck it. You know what?
I'm not
Fuck
him.
it.
I'm not him. I don't start looking for gas when the light comes on. I'm looking
Yeah.
for gas. I'm looking at gas before I get to quarter a tank.
Why did you go to the next station? I was out of gas. That's why I went to the gas station.
My tank very rarely
I'm never
goes
gonna get
below
sick.
half. If it's at half, I refill it.
If mine goes to half, I get a little weird. Oh fuck! I gotta. It's like I'm out.
You shouldn't run a car below a quarter of a tank of gas anyway because it puts extra
Burns
work
your
on the
pump.
fuel pump.
Burns your pump up. How'd that happen?
And fuel pumps now are most of the time either in the tank or on top of the tank, and it costs a lot of money to have somebody put one on.
It sucks. Yeah, and the part of the gas splashing on the pump is what keeps the pump cool. So if you
I had a
run it low, you burn it up.
I had an 88 Firebird.
his.
I had an 88 Firebird that the pump went out in, and I was going to have to drop the axle to pull the tank to get to the
God.
fuel pump. So what I did instead is I took the carpet out of the trunk space, the cargo space, and took a stethoscope and had somebody turn the key on because it would
You
still
could hear it
click
come on.
to where I could find where it was, and I drilled 4 holes and took 10 snips and cut the floor out of it,
Jesus
bent
Christ.
it back, replaced the pump, hammered it back down, put fucking caulking and waterproof sealer over it, put the carpet back in. It worked
I
fine.
bet that was a nice car. You had pictures of that Firebird? 88?
It was a red 88.
Remember the Formula Firebirds? Those were fucking
Yeah,
nice.
this one wasn't a Formula. This was a 6-cylinder.
Well, fuck it. Still.
Both headlights worked though. You know how it had the row
Flip up?
headlights in it?
Yeah.
Because half of those you
yeah.
saw would be winking at you. You
Yeah,
know, one
one
down.
up, one down.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
Both
Yeah,
of them
I
still
know.
rolled.
Did you
Yeah.
have any that squinted at you?
No.
Do you have the Fiero? Anybody
No, I
have
never
a
had
Fiero?
a
Did you know?
Fiero. No, I didn't like burning alive.
Do you know how much some fuckers are worth now?
Oh, yeah, they're
Like
very
the
expensive.
The GTs?
That's because they
They're
all
still
burn up.
alive?
They all
Nah, they
burn
didn't all
up.
burn up. I know a guy had 2 of them.
Brian, if you
First they caught
exhaust
on
the
fire.
supply of something, the remains cost a lot more.
I don't know. Can you even
They
get
were
parts for that
notorious.
motherfucker
They were
anymore?
notorious for catching on fire 30 minutes after you parked it. You would just go out
Well,
your
not at
car
the-
I
and
feel
be
like
in flames.
Fiero means fire in some language.
Right.
Dude,
Well,
that
like
was
the
a common
84
thing.
yeah,
On
the,
you at
the
that point.
84s, the 85s had the problems. I think if you went to 88 or the last run in 89, like the 88 GTs or whatever the fuck they were,
Yeah.
they had it figured out. Mid-engine. Fucking
mean-
weird setup.
They seem like cool cars. Never had one.
Yeah, I never had one. Liked them. How about that Corvair? That van? Can we agree that we need to buy a van?
We've already agreed on that. What are you just doing old bits today?
No, I'm just
Cleaning
thinking
out
about
the bit
No, I was
closet?
thinking
What's
about the
going
pictures
on?
I saw.
This is like a fucking scrap.
Yeah, we're almost at the end of the
It's
season,
the
Jason.
Brian-
This shit's gotta
A
go.
bit scrapbook. Is that what we're doing?
It's Brian's rerun.
Yeah, I just thought about that. Russ put a picture of a fucking van that was for sale on Craigslist.
Yeah.
It was a reasonable price, and it's a fucking pretty cool van, I gotta tell you.
We'd have to sell the studio.
No, I don't think we'd have to do that.
We don't even own the
They had to
studio
get a second
yet.
mortgage. I mean,
Yeah,
second
we're not-
mortgage on the studio.
We're not doing that.
No?
No, not as a
Do
group.
you not like them? Oh, not as a group. Not as a group.
No, I'm already too involved, and you guys legally, I'm
So
not
you don't like
signing
the
any more
fucking
documents. We're not splitting any more property.
You don't like the idea of a Corvair van?
No.
Why not?
It's
They're fucking cool looking.
not as a group purchase, no.
Well, how about individually then?
Sure, maybe.
You'd have to check and see if you could get.
I would ride in yours, maybe.
Maybe. If I get a van, I'm pulling up here, and one way or another, if it's by force, by hook, or by crook, you fuckers are getting in it. And when I decide we stop, that's when we stop.
I'm a little scared of this now.
Bring
I feel
your
like I'm
crook.
gonna be kidnapped.
I'll bring the crook. I got Fred with me, or Chuck, or whatever the fuck his name is now.
It's Chuck. We're going back
Is
to
it Chuck
his
forever?
real name.
All right.
His real name is Chuck.
All right. Well, I hear the music, so it's time for me to stop talking.
Weird that this bothers you so much.
It is weird.
Like we've given you shit about so many things over the years, so much harder than just calling you Chuck, and like all that shit just blew through
It's
you.
just like Jason.
Like you played off being gay for 6 months straight,
Yeah.
talking about all the cocks you suck,
And then
then we call you Chuck, and you're like, how dare you?
Yeah, we get
I've
to the
hated
thing
all
he
the
really
Chucks
doesn't
I've ever
like,
known.
and instead of just pretending like it doesn't
I don't
bother
want
him,
to become a Chuck.
he fucking gets weird about it. so we just
found a
pile
silver
on.
bullet.
Maybe he's being weird about it because secretly his name was Chuck and he legally had it
Could
named changed and doesn't
Sorry
want us
about
to
the
know.
Maybe
thank
that
you.
maybe
Thank
that
you
was
for
his husband before he met his wife.
Could be.
Maybe.
He was married before.
I mean, that movie, Chuck and Larry, right? It's him. Larry, the guy that works next to me.
Yeah, that
That
Larry.
Larry, the guy that can't walk. I saw Wonder Woman last night on the CW. Fuck. Weirdo.
He's got bodies in his basement. Like, it's-
Absolutely.
I really feel like one day we'll find out he's been a very prolific serial killer.
Yep. No doubt in my mind. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for subscribing to the show. If you can, please support us on Patreon and all that other shit. We appreciate it. Go to the website, eldoradostudio.net, and click the support tab or whatever that fucking thing is. And it'll tell you what to do. So you don't have to listen to me say it again. And have a spring membership drive where we drive you fucking crazy. Begging for money. Work safe and see you next week.
Hit it.
Hit it.
Burp.
Hit it.